solo.
Hello! Welcome to Solo Playthrough. Sorry, we are 15 minutes behind schedule today, but hopefully the content will make up for it because we have a really awesome couple of spirits. I don't know if we have an awesome adversary. I've really cooled on Russia, guys, and girls, and other. Yeah, man, I just don't enjoy playing as Russia, and I guess I always had a little bit of that. I think they were terrible as far as like learning new spirits because just the way they operate is so different, and they change the math of the game so much. But it's just a grind playing against Russia. They have like all those mechanics that just so much math. There's a lot of mathing that I don't love, and I'm really trying to get this camera to be level. So I don't know. I think Russia is going to be probably the adversary I play least of all of them going forward, with England probably being a close second. I think the commonality of both those adversaries is that often your wins are going to have to be fear victories, and that's really just an absolute grind. It's almost like I think the thing about Russia that drives me nuts the most is that double build that happens twice as you're going to the fear deck. I think that's kind of crazy. The impact of the events on some of the mechanics with Russia, and you're causing fear and you're scaring invaders and explorers just won't go anywhere, is a lot with some of those events where you have to take 5 minutes just to figure out how an event plays out. But you need some of those events just to kind of really have a chance. These are not big fear generation spirits. It is pretty wild coming from the 5 Horizon Spirits videos to these guys where it's like, oh yeah, fear is kind of a struggle. But we are going to be on the Horizons board. I do like the board. I wish the layout was horizontal instead of vertical. I mean, obviously I put that way in the channel, but then the writing would be all weird and you would all hate that. And also, it was like cast down to the briny deep. You're not going to have the satisfaction of like flipping a board over. Not that I ever actually have triggered that anyway. But it's going to be a pretty cool challenge. This will be a longer playthrough because it's Russia and because it's green and because it's Downpour. There's going to be a lot of defense and control and making sure the island just kind of stays in not the most awful state until we can kind of get on top of things late. We are going to be dependent on major powers that can do a lot of damage, and we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. We are going to allow a fair amount of blight early, just to kind of prevent the triggering of level 6, and then hopefully we can, between water nourishes life's growth and whatever other powers we gain, hopefully we can get that blight back off the board, back onto the card. For those who have not seen the Horizons board in all of its glory, this is how it's laid out. We have this section up here is supposed to be fear cards and earn fear cards, fear deck and earn fear cards. Remember, Horizons does not come with adversaries. It does not come with blight cards. So we're kind of making this our own. So I'm going to put Russia up there, and then we'll just have the fear deck go this way. There's a big spot for like fear, and then we pull generated fear down to there, and then we have the place for the invader deck down here. Noah says it's funny because I held off on trying Russia for a good while because of they changed the game a lot. Thought I heard online, but when I tried them, I found them pretty interesting. They're definitely interesting, and Noah, I don't know what levels you're playing at. I do think that the rules overhead part of them that gets annoying does kind of start triggering more with like level 4, 5, and 6. I don't know. It could just be a level 6 thing for me. The escalation, the additional loss condition, there's just something about the game against Russia that can be kind of a grind. But yeah, look, I'm glad they exist. I just think in my personal plays with them, I'm probably going to lean away from them, and maybe I'll just kind of leave them as a special thing for when I'm playing with my friend Tony or other friends, whatever. Tony's the guy I play Spirit Island with the most these days. So I kind of already went ahead and did the full setup. I'm not going to do story time with Greg. We've already featured these spirits a couple of times each at minimum. We'll kind of go through Russia's stuff, but let me go ahead and get some of these decks shuffled. So we have our minor powers here. But I'm kind of loving the secondary camera today. I think that's a cool view. Noah says, I dislike Habsburg livestock a lot more, but that could be because I don't quite know how to approach them effectively yet. I'll warn you that the new Nature Incarnate adversaries looks like they changed the game even more. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so cold on Nature Incarnate. It's awful. I mean, it's a me problem. It's absurd. It's absurd how kind of disinterested I am with Nature Incarnate right now, and I don't know, man. It's really I don't feel like I need more. I have games that I want more from, and this is not that. This game was it was perfect, and I think I don't know, and we'll talk about it a little bit, even Downpour. I mean, Downpour does some things that are just this feels so broken at times. Many minds, I like the Jagged spirits a lot. Don't get me wrong. Downpour is obviously from the promo pack too. I like the Jagged spirits a lot, but I do think that the balance issues and the wackiness gets a little bit much, where it's if I was only going to own Branch and Claw or Jagged Earth, I still very strongly would feel that I would just want Branch and Claw. I mean, Jagged Earth's great, and I'm glad I've learned, whatever. I love Vengeance. I love how he makes me think about the game differently. I love Trickster because he's zany. But my favorite spirit still, again, it's still Fangs. I'd still rather have Fangs, Ocean, Thunder Speaker, a lot of the, I guess if we're talking Branch of Claw versus Jagged Earth, I mean, I don't love Keeper, so maybe that's not fair, but I think I would still take Fangs over. I obviously would take Fangs over any of the spirits in Jagged Earth because I just love that gameplay and that style. Catnip, how many times are you planning to lose today? Well, I lost 3 times yesterday. I'm actually expecting to win. Or maybe I lose. I don't know. We're definitely not running this back because by the time I lose, it's going to be deep into this game if I do lose. So this is going to be a one-off. I did this once last night, and I won. I won on the last possible card. I had 0 fear cards. I had 0 invader cards left in the Explore, and I was able to pull off the final fear I needed with the first Ravage. And that was about it. So I got a little lucky with an event card that kind of set up a Dahan, and we created a fear, and we won the game on the very last possible card. But that was a 3-hour game. So again, buckle up. Joey, thank you for the super chat, sir. Best of luck. This will be my first Spirit Island viewing. I have nothing to contribute, so I'll sit back and listen to your dulcet tones. My dulcet tones are impressive. Still waiting to get signed by a voiceover recording company, I guess. All right, we'll put. I've definitely shuffled the absolute crap out of these major powers, so I'm going to stop that before I wear out my sleeves, and then I will put that over there. We're going to have the Fear deck. The Fear deck is going to be a 5/5/4. So 14 invader cards total. I know everyone's impressed by my mathing there. So let me get the 5/5/4. I'll shuffle that a little bit more. All right, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That will go there, and then we'll have our terror level dividers. So 4 on the bottom, 5 on top of that, terror level 2 divider, and then 5 on the very top. And then again, I'm going to have to mess with that in a second as I go through Russia's various escalations. I'm going to get the Blight card ready, or the Healthy Island card ready. I did not go Blighted Island last night. That was a huge part of why I was still able to hold on and win that game. Rampant Green's special rules are very strong in this one, as is Downpour's little defense powers here. So I rolled a 14, so I took the third card from the top, and now we have that. Remember, there are 16 blight cards. I still do have tipping point in there. If it comes out, I kind of treat it as an optional thing, similar to if I was playing a true solo game and I pulled a 2 blight per player card. So there's going to be 5 blight on there. There's going to be 2 per player plus the Eric Royce Loves You blight. Now I'm going to set up this invader deck. It's a little bit like making a giant club sandwich. We are going to roll a d6. I rolled a 3. That card comes out of the game, kind of. It's going to go up into the invader deck. We'll handle that in a second. Now I'm going to roll this die 4 more times. So that's a 5. That's a 5. That's not helpful. There's only 4 cards left. That's a 4. 3 cards left. That's a 6. So 5, 6. And that's a 1. So we'll have all the level 3 cards there. I'm going to go through the level 2 cards I rolled. That's going to go into the invader deck. That's a 1. That's a 1, so 1, 2. That's a 5, so 4, 5, 6, and that. And then we're going to have 3 level 1 cards on top of all that. So the good thing about Russia is you do have first 3 rounds to kind of get acclimated before you have to start dealing with escalations and stuff. So that's a 2, so that card is going to come out of the game. It's the only invader card that is 100% fully out of the game. So this is all set, and we will put this over here. Now we're going to take the level 2 invader card. It goes under the top 3 cards of the invader deck, and then we're going to pull this divider off. The level 3 invader card goes under the top 7 cards of the invader deck. That goes back, this goes back, this all goes on top. So, and let me go through all of the escalations now while we just did that. So, the Tsardom of Russia, additional loss condition, Hunters swarm the island. Put any beast destroyed by adversary rules on this panel. If there are ever more beasts on this panel than on the island, the invaders win. Remember, we start the game with 4 beasts, so as long as we have more beasts on the island, or an equal number of beasts on the island as that get on this card, we are fine. Escalation. If we see the stage 2 escalation symbol, stalk the predators on each board, add 2 explorers total among lands with beast. If you can't, instead add 2 invaders among lands with beast on a different board. So if we have no beast on one board, we essentially would have to put 4 invaders on another board. The various difficulty escalations. So level 1, hunters seek, shell, and hide. During setup on each board, add a beast and an explorer to the highest numbered land without cities and towns. During play, explorers do +1 damage. When Ravage adds a blight to a land, including cascades, if we have to destroy 1 beast in that land. So if you have blight, when from Ravage specifically, if there is a beast there, you are destroying a beast. And it's only 1 beast. So even if you have 4 beasts in there, only 1 gets destroyed. It's not all beasts, which could be really devastating. Level 2, a sense for impending disaster. The first time each action would destroy explorers. If possible, one of these explorers is instead pushed. When you push them, you do 1 fear when you do. Now, we have a lot of isolate powers. This is really going to help kill some of these explorers. However, if the explorers are killed because they have nowhere to go, because we chose to actually keep isolate in effect, remember, isolate something you could allow adjacency if you prefer. So if isolate's an effect and the explorer is stuck there and we kill it, we don't get the fear. We only get the fear when it's pushed, which makes sense because dead explorers don't fear things because they're dead. That's just the thing. All right, level 3, competition among hunters. Ravage cards also match lands with 3 or more explorers. If the land already matched the Ravage card, it still ravages just once. So that gets really interesting when we have like 2 cards in the build phase and 2 cards in the Ravage thing. We're going to have to really start keeping track of what now matches a Ravage card, even if it otherwise wouldn't. And in that case, again, I will use these stones to kind of help us remember that. Accelerated exploitation. When making the invader deck, put 1 stage 3 card on after each stage 2 card. So this deck order is right. Again, it's 1 1 1 2 3 2 3 2 3 2 3 3, and then 5 entrenched in the face of fear. Put an unused stage 2 invader card under the top 3 cards, and I'm going to say unused, the unused stage 3 card under the top 7 cards. When one is revealed, immediately place it in the build space. And there's some interesting mechanics about that, which we'll get to when it triggers. And then finally, stage 6, pressure for fast profit. After the rapid step of turn 2+ on each board where it added no blight, in the land with the most explorers, add 1 explorer and a town. I assure you, I will be allowing blight to happen probably on both boards in each of the first two, in turn 2 and in turn 3, to really minimize how many extra towns and explorers we're adding because of that fun thing. I do wish they gave you us an after the Ravage step token. I don't know why they didn't. I think it was just an oversight. So we have this token, and then we're going to do the initial explorer at the beginning of the game. The initial explorer is going to be in mountains. So the mountain here gets an explorer, mountain here gets an explorer, mountain here gets an explorer, and the mountain over here. The only one that's super concerning to me is obviously going to be that one with the Beastie Boy. We are going to have to shuffle the event deck. Again, there is not a place for events on the island, but we will play with them anyway. Noah Duncan says the highest rush I've won is 4. 5 looks rough and 6 looks really annoying. So I don't know, those higher levels could definitely change my perspective. Yeah, I think that's when Russia started to sour on me, when my go-to became level 6, and I was like, this isn't as fun as other adversaries. I don't know. I'm picky. I'm getting pickier in my old age. It's probably not a good thing. So it's as the dulcet tones get deeper, the the pickiness gets increased, which is a problem. I yeah, we'll see. I have thoughts. I will keep summoning them to myself for now. I hope me drinking that coffee gave you some ASMR vibes, and let's get into the gameplay, shall we? So, a spread of Rampant green. I'll go through the special rules. Just as a reminder, choke the land with green. Whenever invaders would ravage or build in a land with your sacred sites, you may prevent it by destroying one of your presence in that land. And then steady regeneration. When adding presence to the board via growth. So only via growth, you may optionally use your destroyed presence. If the island is healthy, do it freely. If the island is blighted, doing so costs 1 energy per destroyed presence you add. And then the special rules for Downpour Drenches the world. Drench the landscape. Spirit actions and special rules treat your sacred site as wetlands. So all your sacred sites are also wetlands, in addition to the printed terrain, and then pour down power across the island. For each 2 waters you have during the fast or slow phase, you may either gain 1 energy or repeat one of your land targeting power cards by paying its cost again. It need not target the same land. Use the scenario markers as spare game pieces to track uses of this rule, max 5 times per turn, no matter how much water you have. So I have a bunch of tokens over here for Downpour. First thing, we're going to very much need all these isolate tokens and reminder tokens and blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to keep these handy. It'll be off camera probably because I'm going to need this space for all the cards. This board is big, so it definitely changes up how I would normally set these things up. Remember, for elemental tokens, we're going to need to track suns, water, earth, and plant. I have these 2 things to show me what growth I'm using for spread of Rampant Green from turn to turn. Their deck of cards, their available cards, and used cards I'm going to have to keep off screen. Unfortunately, there's just too much going on with this board. And then we have, I'm going to use these to track how many of these bonus things I have because of the number of water. So I have 5 blue markers here. I have these 2 orange markers to help remind me when I've used the move 1 presence ability that has to be used during the spirit phase. And then that's another blue marker that goes there. And then I have this purple marker to remind me which of the growth option I've chose. When we start the game, we're going to need to be tracking air, water, earth, and plant. So 3 big overlap as far as elements that we care about. In the water, earth, and plant categories, we will start caring about more elements because we will be heavily relying on major powers. Somewhere around the halfway point of this game, we'll probably be switching very heavily into that into a major power gathering strategy. So let's get into turn 1. We're going to go to growth. I get to always add a presence to a jungle or wetland within 2 of where I have presence. Probably doing that and that. think makes the most sense. So, because I'm going to do growth option B, which allows me to add a presence and get a second card play this turn. So first, I'm going to always add presence to a thingy thing. I will add it here because I think that makes sense. Do I need... Yeah, that should be fine. I don't really need a sacred site, so maybe... No, I'll get a... Man, this board's weird to have. They have 8 like up in that corner. It's a very strange board. Remember, boards G and H are not part of the existing content. They came with the interesting. They came with the Horizons. So I'm assuming they're going to be boards that you'll get actual boards of with Nature Incarnate, but that could be a big assumption. So I'm putting that there, and then I can add a presence 1 away from my hat presence. I always like to add this presence on a non-wetland or jungle because it's so easy for me to get presence in a wetland or jungle. I will add this presence. I don't know what's about to get smashed. What is getting smashed? I'll put it up into 8 because it might be hard for me to get into there otherwise. All right, because again, it's not a wetland or a jungle, so I'll just take advantage of that opportunity. Now, I'm going to get 1 energy from the presence track, and then I'm going to play these 2 card plays, Gift of Proliferation and Fields Choked with Green. I'm going to do my elemental check. We have 1 moon, we have 2 the other thing, two plant, 1 water, and no earth. And maybe water should be blue. Yeah, we'll make water blue. Why not? And 2 earth, or 2 plant, no earth. I'm struggling. 1 moon, 1 water, no earth, 2 plant. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know why it was so hard. We're going to have the first level of Creepers, Terror to Mortars, which will be decidedly useless. Now, if we can get a Badlands power, that could be super, 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 super strong. And that's a lot of supers, I know, but that could be really good with our boy Rampant Green over here. So we'll see if that happens. I did not get any Badlands powers yesterday until very late in the game, and they made a big difference as I made my final march to get enough here to win. All right, we're going to go to Downpour's turn. Downpour is going to do growth option. Yep. Yep. Woof. I think we do growth option B. That's going to immediately give me 2 waters, so it's going to help with that. But I have to discard 2 cards. The question is, what cards do I want to use, and what 2 presences do I want to add? I'm going to add 2 presents from the bottom track. I want to get up to 2 card plays pretty quick. That's going to be important. I'm going to definitely play Dark Skies, Loose Stinging Rain. And I think I will not have the energy for anything else, so we'll just play Unbearable Deluge. These 2 cards get discarded as per the cost of growth option B. Now, if I didn't have any cards to discard, I could still do that even if I had no cards to discard. It's a little quirk of Downpour. Noah Duncan says, nope, unfortunately, Nature Incarnate doesn't come with the Horizons boards. Those won't be available until the 2-year target deal is done at the earliest. Oh, wow. Dropping some knowledge on me, Noah. Thanks, I appreciate it. Nature Incarnate was coming with 20 aspects and 8 spirits, though, so you really never run out of content if they do end up sending you a copy. I mean, I'll end up with a copy. The question is, are they sending it to me, or am I buying it, or is my friend giving it to me? I don't know. We'll find out. So, we have this. This goes here. So I got 1 energy from the presence track. That goes there. I'll do my element check. My element check, I have 2. Oh, I'm causing an earthquake on my board. I have 2 air. I have 2 water. Actually, 4 water. Don't forget I get 2 from the growth option. 2 air, 4 water, and 1 earth. That gives me the first level of Rain and Mud Suppress Conflict and Squaw Douche Else. So, super exciting. Since I have 4 waters, I'm going to take 2 of these tokens, put them down here for pour down power. Pour down power across the land, across the island. Sometimes they say land, sometimes they say island. It's all very confusing. And now we're going to go to the fast power phase. So fast power phase, we have Gift of Proliferation, target spirit. So I have to target another spirit. This is a super strong card in true solo play. It's a super strong card in co-op play. Target spirit adds one presence up to one away from where they already have presence. So we're going to give this to our friend Downpour. Downpour is going to get a yeah, there's no upside of me taking anything else right now. So Downpour is going to get a second, going to get another presence. So we're going to have a second card play next turn. Wait, I'm cheating. I knew I was cheating. Something felt wrong. I only have one card play. My bad. I only have one card play because I'm a Downpour. So let me refigure this out. So I only have one air. I have 3 water, but I'm going to take from the top track because it gives a preparation, which is going to give me 4 water. I'm just throwing things on the floor over here, so lots of chaos happening. I need to block off the blight. I have this bad habit of taking blight from here instead of from the card, so I have something over it that I just knocked off. So I know, too much sharing. I'm an oversharer, guys. So that gives me a 4th water. I have no earth, and I have no plant. So sorry about that. So I'm going to keep Unbearable Deluge in my hand. I'm still going to discard Gift of Abundance and Foundations Sink into the mud. Because... no, do I want to do that? I'm second guessing myself. I'm second guessing myself. All by myself. I'm gonna be... alright, I'll keep Foundation Sink into the mud. Am I gonna need a defend power next turn? Probably not. Alright, so now we're legit. So I did get the proliferation. I'm getting a thing. So I'm glad I kind of talked through that because I was like, oh, I don't have 2 card plays yet. This is going to be pointless, so I'm just going to take that off. So it doesn't. I'm not going to worry about my innates with Downpour, and I'm putting this 1 away from where I have presence. I will put it. That adjacency is funny. Oh, I never added presence to begin with. I'm really struggling, guys. I'm going to add 2 presents here because I want to make this into a wetland. So that was from growth. And then I have this presence, which I'm going to add because I get the proliferation. I'm going to put this presence here. And that makes sense. All right. Yeah, I think the aspect, going back to what Noah said, I think the aspects part of Nature Incarnate is the thing I'm like the least excited about. I just don't love... there's just something about it that I just don't love. I'm like, all right. I mean, I already have these spirits. They're pretty cool as they are. I don't need like alternate versions of all these existing spirits. It just, like, having more content that I'm never really gonna get to all of it isn't something I like about games, right? I'd rather just really explore the depths of what's already there instead of like having this extra variety. Like, to me, like, depth in games and replayability games, it's always better when it comes from the content, the existing content, just being deep enough to have that depth just inherently than like giving me new ways to play it. So I'd rather new scenarios, and I don't even love scenarios that much, but I'd rather that. Like, I'd rather like give me new ways to see a spirit or new challenges with that spirit than a thing that changes how it plays. Especially, and I love Fangs as it is, and the fact that I just really don't like the idea of his aspect card at all. But again, a lot of haterade today, kids. So now that we've done that on our 3rd try, so we're gonna do Dark Skies, loose a Stinging Rain. I'm gonna isolate target land. Now I have to target a land 1 away from where I have presence in a wetland. I made this a wetland. That was rather intentional. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to... yeah, that beast needs to be protected. I'm protecting the beast. I'm going to isolate target land. So this is an isolated land. I'm going to push up to 1 explorer and up to 2 Dahan. So I'm going to push this explorer out of there, and I'm going to push it up into land 7 because I think that will make some sense. Yeah, let's get it over into a wetland. I can always choke out stuff with choke the land with green. I'm going to use one of these blue tokens to give myself one energy with my pour down power across the island, and then I'm going to use this other one to repeat this power. I'm going to target a land one away from where I have presence in a wetland, so I'm going to target land 2, and I'm going to push this dude from there into land 2, and I could push up to 2 to Han. Sure, I'll push these 2 to Han. And do I want to push both of the to Han? Yeah, I'll push these 2 to Han into here because why the heck not? All right, so that's done. So my fast power is with Downpour. It's my fast power with Gift of Proliferation. I guess it was my fast power with Downpour. I just got to repeat it twice because I was able to pay for it twice, thanks to having 4 waters. And I only have 4 waters in the first turn, thanks to my friend over here in green. We're going to go to the Adversary phase. First thing I'm going to do is flip over the top event card. We don't carry it out because of Jagged Earth rules. It would have been Urban Development, Lingering Plagues, and Fierce Mean, and now it's just a whole bunch of squadouche, and that's going to go over there. We're now going to carry out the rest of the invader steps. The first step is they're going to build. Invaders are going to build. Oh, this is also isolated, which is super cool. Not really, not going to do much for us, but you know, I'll put the isolation token there. Anyway, I know it's not going to do much because I know we're not exploring into mountains, and there's not like there's a source of invaders, explorers coming out of that mountain anyway, so it just kind of, it is what it is. So we're going to build a city in land 8. So our first built city of the day. Hooray! And we're going to build a town in land 3. And we have nothing to build in this land 1 and nothing to build in that land 4. The build step is done. We go to the explore step. We're exploring into jungles. Oh, jungles. If I could find the explorers, that'd be helpful. I found them. I found them. All right, we're good. We're going to put an explorer in land 6. We're going to put an explorer in land 7. We're going to put an explorer in land 5. And we're going to put an explorer in land 1. That is all of the explore step. And now we can move on to our slow powers. So fields choked with growth. I get to push a town 1 away from I have presence. This beast should not. This beast should not be there. This beast should be here. I was like, don't do that to me. I must have just knocked it over accidentally. I don't know. What do I want to push you, town? Really, I want to push these towns anywhere, or I could push up to 3 to Hun. Let me save this to Hun. That's probably more important because that's. I'm going to let that blight next turn. I'm letting this blight next turn. So I'm going to target a land 1 away from my presence. I could push a Dahan. I'll push this Dahan. There's sometimes power in having multiple Dahan. I'll just push that Dahan there. Why not? We'll get a bunch of Dahan on Downpour's board. It could be fun. That is my slow power there. I can do Creepers tear into Mortar. I can do 1 damage to a town or a city in a land where I have presence. Great. I will do 1 damage to that town. Excellent. Time passes. He heals. We're going to now get all this stuff off. This goes into my discard. These come back. This comes back. Oh, I did have the move of presence thing. I did not want to use it, so I'm not worried about that. So I just basically wasted that ability because I definitely wanted a sacred site there, and I'm pretty set up for what I want to do next turn. Done. These can come off. We'll make sure we have 6 of these every round. And we go to growth. Reset the elements. Reset the elements. And we go to turn 2. Oh, this could come off. These go in my discard. Excellent. So, turn 2, I always add a presence to a wetland or a... I need more energy. Oh, yes, I do. I could do that. Then I reclaim. That's probably neater. Yeah, I'm going to put these 2 into play. So one is, well, let me take it 1 step at a time. For the camera, we're going to add a presence to a wetland or a jungle. I'll put that, do I let that blight? I'm probably letting that blight next turn, to be honest. Can't let this play because I don't want it to Blight Cascade. Yeah, I'm letting a Blight happen on each board, I think, for the first 2 turns. And then again, once I start doing Ward of Nourishes Life Growth, I can start taking things back, and then we could be a little bit, when I'm more beefed up and have more powers, I'll be a little less concerned about stage 6 over here. Put this in 6 because there's no presence there. I'm going to add another presence, 1 away from my have presence, and then I have an extra card play this turn, which is going to give me 2 card plays and 2 energy, so that means I can play both of these. I will put this presence 1 away from my have presence. I'll put it over here in land 4. Why not? Look at that. Looks great. So I got the 2 energy. Let me do an element check. We have 1 moon. We have 1, 2, 3 plant because I do have a 1 from my board. We have 1 water. We have no earth. We're going to see what we have. We have the first level of Creeper Stare into Mortars, and we have the first level of All Enveloping Green. Fast power, defend 2, 1 away from we have a Sacred Site. King Jobo 3 didn't place growth presence yet. Yeah, I remembered. Sorry, thank you. Rocket Magnet, the board works well on video, in my opinion. Very clear. Yeah, I definitely dig that. I agree with that, Lee. And Noah Duncan, re-aspects. Yeah, that's fair. Some like Darkfire aspect for Shadows. Seems like they could become the new default way to play the Spirit, but I'm with you on the Fangs aspect. He is already perfect. I know, Shadows already has so many freaking aspects. And, like, I actually like base Shadows. I think the aspects made me like the base Shadows more. Just, like, I don't know, man. There's things happening that are driving me nuts. Plus, the rollout of that campaign was such a disaster. They definitely righted the ship pretty quickly, but woof, that rollout was not great. Anyway, I digress. Let's talk about happier things, like Horizons of Spirit Island. Fantastic. All right. This is why they don't send me stuff, because I just like rag on all their shit right now. I used to love you so much. All right, let's do this. We're gonna do growth option. I need another card to get a second card place. So because I only have 1, so ooh, it costs 1 too. Well, I'll get energy from that. I'll get bunch of energy. I'm good. So I'm gonna do growth option C. I'm going to gain an energy from that. I'm going to gain an energy from this. I get to add a presence. I'm not sure where I want to add it yet, so I'm going to put it there and then forget to put it on the board and be like, what is this? And then remind myself again, because that's what I do. And we're going to gain a power card. We're going through the minor power deck. We're definitely looking for water elements. If it doesn't have a water element, I probably don't want it. All right, I don't want you. I don't care what you say. You could be the greatest card in the history of the game. I don't want you if you don't have water. So we have Song of Sanctity, which has a sun, a water, and an earth. If target land has explorers, push all explorers. Otherwise, remove a blight. And then Flesh Rot Fever says 1 away from you have presence, slow power. You have to target a jungle or a sands, 1 fear, and add a disease. Honestly, the ability to push around explorers could be super helpful, but again, the limitation of only being able to target mountains and jungles when I know mountains and jungles have already come off is not good. Yeesh. But I do like that it has. I really like that it has the plant, because you know plants are my friend. Jungles are wetlands. I don't even know what I would push where. Allows remove a blight. Great. Blight removal is great. The disease is nice. The fear is nice, but I just, that plant is really the deciding factor. Right now, more ways to make sure I'm triggering water nourishes life growth is going to be important. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to play these 2 cards. That gives me a total of 3 waters, including the 1 on my board. So I basically have 1 repeat power. So I'll put that down there in the section for pour down power across the island. So we're going to do Overgrow in a night. Target land any. So I add a presence of my own, or if target land has presence and invaders, I can generate 3 fear. Nope, I'm going to add a presence. 1 away from my have presence, and I will do from So I just want to blitz top track. Get the energy. Get the energy up. Blitz top track. I get heat through and growth option B until all this is cleared out. Makes some sense, I think. We're gonna get 2 energy from the presence track. I already took it. Obviously, I did that. So I'm doing, yeah, because I'm in fast powers now. Sorry. I'm going to add this presence. I'm going to add this presence into a land of amazingness. I'll make a sacred site here. Yeah, we're just gonna like own this board super quick. Great, so that's done. I have a defend 2 power. For no good reason, I'm just gonna defend 2 here. In case there's like a ravage in a land not matching a ravage step, or I don't know, whatever. There's things that might happen there. All right, so we're gonna go to the event. So the first event. Oh, and as I said, I'm gonna forget to add this presence to the board. So let me do that. I also have that move power. I'm going to want to move this to a place where I can destroy a town, because that could be helpful. And I'm adding this presence 3 away from where I have presence. This is ravaging and blighting. Both these beasts are in jeopardy. So that's fine. I'll be able to save this land. I do need to get a presence in there, and then I can do this move a thing, which should have been done during the spirit phase. I'll do this move thing. Do I need a sacred site anywhere? No, I don't. So I'll move this over here. So much presence. It's amazing. Little tokens everywhere. I have a repeat power. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, both of these beasts are being in harm's way is not great. Let me not move that one. I'm actually going to move this one here. The flooding went from the desert, got so hot that it just melted all the water. The water had to go into the forest. All right, so I moved that presence there. So I added the presence with my growth option there, and then I moved the presence with the move a presence on my board ability, and I moved it there. All right, now we're done. So we go to the event. What is it? It is life's balance tilts. The energies of life shift towards destruction, bringing wasting and disease to the animals of the island. Death is a part of life, but does this go too far? You may let the destruction have its way. On each board, remove a beast and add a disease. Oh, discard the top minor power. If it is fast, add a blight. Invaders and Dahana -1 health, minimum 1 this turn. Or fortify the resilience of life. This is a terrible, 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 no good, awful card, and I hate it. Wow. I'll tell you how I really feel later, but this is a bad card, kids. I don't think I have much of a way around this. Yeah, I definitely. So I could aided by animal. I have 0 animal tags on any of my cards, and I only have 0 energy. So I'm definitely not getting up to 8. So we're doing let destruction have its way. On each board, we're removing a beast. Now this doesn't count for that. Those only count beasts that are destroyed by ravage. So or adversary rules, which effectively are ravage. So I'm going to remove this beast and add a disease. So when you remove and add, I could move the beast from anywhere, and I could add the disease to anywhere. I'm not worried about that. I'll put a disease here. And then I'm going to remove this beast. Oh, shoot. we'll see what the minor powers are, because if it adds blight, I really don't want to go blighted island, but I do want to let blight happen the next 2 rounds because of Russia 6. So I'm going to remove this beast. Nah. I'll have options over here. I'll remove this beast and add a disease. I'll add a disease. Does that cost money? It does. I can't even repeat that. I will add a disease here, and we'll use that this turn. So now for each board, I have to discard the type minor power. So we're going to do it on board H first. Oh, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We'll do it on G first. I know my alphabet, really. And we'll see. If it's fast power, we have to add a blight. It is a fast power. We have to add a blight. This comes from the card. That I don't like. If I add it to where I have presence, I have to remove my presence, which is a non-starter. I'm going to add this to 1. We're going to do a slow power for H as a... Oh, of course it is. So I get another blight here. So I got 2 fast powers. The first one was Treacherous Waterways, and then the second one was Bird's Cry Warning. So 2 blight on the island already, which is rough. All right, 1,000 small struggles on each board with 4 or more cities and towns. We don't have a board with 4 or more cities and towns, so that's not even going to apply. Don't need the rest of it. Okay. Ravage Step, we're adding a blight here. Nothing to ravage in 1. Ravage Step, we're adding a blight here. Nothing to ravage in 4. Build Step, the disease comes off of 6. We're building a town in 7. And then we're building a town in 5. And we're building a town in 1. This defend power can come off. It didn't do anything. It wasn't really expected to. Explore Step. Since we added the blight, we don't have to worry about the after the ravage thing. Explore Step, we're adding to wetlands. So we have an explorer there, an explorer there, an explorer there, and an explorer there. Invader cards advance. Has a rough event. All right, I think I do Song of Sanctity. Land does not have explorers. I'm going to remove a blight. We're just going to heal that right up. So that worked out well. And then Foundation Sink into the mud. Target a land where I have presence. I'm going to do 2 damage to towns only. I'm going to destroy that town. We get our first fear of the game. If the target land was a wetland, I could do 1 damage to each. That's the thing that you're going to spam later. It's super useful. And then we're going to use my repeat power just to get 1 energy. All right, we're now over here. I'm going to do 1 damage, 1 away from I have a sacred site. I'm going to do a damage to that town, and then I'm going to do 1 damage to a city or town using creepers tear into mortars. I'm going to destroy that town. So 1 damage to it. Oh, wait, whoa. What was the event? Invaders and Dahan at -1 health, minimum 1. Great. So I did 1 damage with this, which destroys it. Oh, I wish I had a presence there. I'd kill that sucker too. Which destroys it, and then I'm gonna that's another fear, and then I'm gonna destroy this one with creepers tearing into mortars because I have presence there. So that's another fear. I think that makes sense. Obviously, I have some serious blight concerns. I can choke out the ravage. I don't have a sacred site 1 away from 1. Yeah, that board gets really weird up there. Okay. That was my oversight. All right, so this goes away, and now we're done. So we're going to go to growth. We're going to remove all this stuff. This comes back. These are out. Done. King Joe Bo says rough event, and King Joe Bo, I am a big fan of your avatar, sir. It's really awesome. Ugh! I don't want to go Blighted Island, so now I got to change how I was going to do this, and we're probably going to have to trigger the extra explorer in town during this event. Although, if I can trigger Warden Ursa's Life's Growth, remove a blight. Add a presence. I cannot. That beast. I cannot have you be destroyed. It's a problem. All right. So I'm going to reclaim cards, obviously, but first I always. I mean, I really think I just blitz top track here. Do that and that again. Oh, I'm reclaiming, so I'm not going to be able to do growth option 2. So I need to get a second card play. So that's going to come from here. So I'm going to do always add. I'm going to add this sucker. It's ravaging 4. Woof. I got problems. I'm not sure I'm going to add this yet. So I'm going to put that there for now. We're going to do growth option 1. We're in reclaiming cards. So I'm going to gain a power card. A defend power would be nice. Something with a plant would be nice. So that's why I've gotten neither of those. Oh boy. Hey, growth through sacrifice! Insert my normal speech about growth through sacrifice. I don't think it's overpowered at all. But that's just me. I'm bad at games. That blight. You know what? It was dumb. When I added that blight, I was going to add it in 2. Let me not have added it in 1. Because why the heck would I have added it in 1? That would have been really, really stupid. I know it's ravaging next turn. So I went back, I retconned. I didn't have any new information, to be honest with you. I mean, I looked at those 4 cards, but I retconned what I did last turn, and I added a blight. I didn't want to lose a presence, but I didn't have any presence in 2 anyway, so there was no real concern. Growth through sacrifice just smacks my elements so good. I'm not exactly excited about destroying my presence though, because I'm already going to be destroying a bunch of my presence. I honestly hate this card draw. I hate you. I hate you more than anything else in this world. Oh man, it's such a bad card draw. People are like, I know, but you have growth through sacrifice. It's amazing. Yeah. I can choke out that ravage. Alright, well. Growth through sacrifice it is. Yes, in Nature Encounter, for people who don't know, Growth through Sacrifice has been replaced by something that has the same elements but does something very, very different. I have not removed it from my deck yet because, again, I think it's very situational whether it's really that good or not. Should it cost 1 instead of 0? Absolutely. Should it be removed from the game? I don't know. I honestly sometimes I'd rather the defend 6, right? Like I I don't know. I did like one of those things that some people have said is overpowered that everyone's like, oh, it's super overpowered. And that's how everyone talks in my head. I will use this just to get the kicker of growth through sacrifice. And I think that will work. Interesting. 1 Earth, 2 Earth, 3 Earth, 4. All right, so that's going to cost me 0. I get 2 energy from the presence track. King will kind of help with the extra town destruction, though, I guess. Andrew says you have 4 waters of downpour, not 3. This gives you another repeat energy. I had 4 waters. Did I? Oh. You're right. I did. I forgot I did that. What does that change? Right, 4 waters the first time because of 2 plus the 1. Did I have 5 waters last turn? I don't know, man. Math is hard. So yeah, I thought I was gonna have 4 waters. So then I was like, all right. So I would have repeated. Yeah, it's a good call. So I would have repeated Foundation Sink into the mud to destroy another thing to get me another fear. And that's 2 damage. Wait, invaders have. Ooh, but that's 2 damage only to. Ooh. My presence was where it was. Yeah, so I'm gonna get that disease back. I would have done this card twice. Yeah, I don't know why I thought I only had 3. Yeah, that's really weird. I did have 4. So I would have spent the 1 to get an energy, and then I would have spent that 1 energy to do this twice, which would have allowed me to kill the towns in both of those things. And I could have kept this. I only put that there because I only thought I had 3. I'll put this disease. I think it would have made sense to put this disease in 5 for sure. So put it in. I'll put it in 1. We're about like coastal lands is the thing. I have no presence there, so I would have put that disease in 1 and just kept it around. So sorry, a lot of retconning happening, kids. I know, and I'm taking growth through sacrifice. I know this whole thing is invalid. Having a long day. Started 15 minutes late. Everything's a mess. What is happening? All right, we're gonna do this. I'm going to. This 2 will pass. I'm gonna add 2 presents and discard 2 cards because that's fun to spam. Oh no, never mind. I'm gonna reclaim cards. It's like I've never played Spirit Island before. Like, what is happening? I'm going to move a presence. So I'm reclaiming 2 cards. Only gonna have. I'll still have 4 waters. So 2 card plays and the 2 waters there. I want a water. That's a water. Thriving choke fungus. Steam vents. That's a water. Oh, an earth. That's a water and a plant. That's a water and. Oh man, I need to move that freaking thing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna trigger level 6. That's a water and an air and an earth. Steam vents is pretty good. Ravaging here. Steam vents is really good. Hazard spread is really good. Doesn't have a water though, so that's a non-starter. The defend 4 could be fantabulous. I was hoping for. Yeah, I think I'm just not gonna get a blight in my land. I do like Earth. That choke fungus though with that plant is again it's really hard to turn down. I still haven't even gotten this next plant off yet. Checking the chat. No, that's the beauty of board games. Says King Bo, can you trade choke fungus to green? Yeah, for real. For real. Yeah, that Badlands is nice. That Badlands is nice. I mean, it's hard to turn down Tugbookers just because the idea of getting Badlands onto Green's board, but it has, again, it's wetlands and jungles, so I have this barrier of mountains in between that's problematic. But I definitely like my Badlands. I definitely like my Badlands. It's just hard to turn down Steam Vents, and for my current game state, this is probably what I want long term, but it's really hard down to turn these, especially as they both have the air. The air is going to help with rain and mud suppress conflict. I mean, the air and the earth combo is super sick with rain and mud suppress conflict. Super sick. Yeah, I'm taking Steam Vents. That's out. All right. So that's. I took my power card. I'm gonna play. I'm getting 1 energy from the presence track. I don't have this plant off yet, so I think I saved my plant cards. I am gonna play Steam Vents, and then what's my 0 cost? And I'll play Unbearable Deluge. I only have 4. I only have 4 water. And I only have 2 earth, so I can't really do that, but that's fine. So I got the 1 energy from the presence track. Again, I spent the other energy to repeat a power last turn. I have 4 water, so I'm going to get 2 of these suckers. And so yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, because, counting is hard. So, right. We're going to have the energy is going to go up here. And I have the ability to move a presence 2 spaces and move a presence 1. I'm going to move this presence here. This is going to be a stage 2 card. Isolate powers could be really strong to help limit the explorer population. And then I'm going to move another presence 1 with this ability. I will move this presence. They're about to build. Yeah, wetlands are going to be un problemo. I'll move this presence here. And let's keep the presence in wetlands otherwise. So I had a sacred set there to split it up 2 and 2. I think that makes the most sense. All right. So we are going to do some things. I'm going to do Steam Vents here. I'm going to destroy an Explorer, except I don't destroy an Explorer. He's like, I'm very scared. Oh, I have to put this on the board somewhere. Let me do an element check. 1, 2, water. 1, 2. Oh, that's pretty sick. Yeah, growth through sacrifice will help. Defend 4. I'm going to put this here so I get a sacred site close to that, because then I could defend 4, which is what I want to do. I think I'm going to be just triggering level 6 everywhere at this point, which is not great. But the fact that I had 4 blight last turn was also not expected with that event. So you check elemental threshold when you carry out a thing. I will have a 4th plant because of growth through sacrifice. Oh, I only have. My bad. I always forget growth through sacrifice doesn't actually have the wetland, the sun itself, so I don't actually need to play that. I will play the water. I still want the water. Ooh, I want to play you. Getting rid of those badlands was so sad. Yeah, I'll still play Fields Choked with growth. Why not? All right, let's make it happen. So, no Earth, 1 Moon. So I have the first level of this. Oh, that's the case. Yeah, if great, I will do this one. I'll do this one. I can actually destroy a town. It'd be great. So I have same math: 1 moon, 2 water, 3 plants. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do growth through sacrifice. It's going to give me a 4th plant, so I'll just do that first. So growth through sacrifice. I'm going to destroy one of my presence. I'm going to destroy this presence here to add a presence to one of my lands. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put this over here. It gives me another plant. So I targeted myself. I destroyed a presence. I just swapped those out. Again, I could choke out that Ravage to prevent a Blight Cascade, but I wanted to get that 4th plant, so give me a defend 4. That defend 4 I'm going to put on the board over here. And that will help kind of keep that under control. Again, I'm just going to be triggering a level 6 every turn. It just is what it is at this point. So then that is done. I still never put this on the board because I'm really... Oh, this is destroyed presence. So destroyed presence, I'll keep in a pile there and hopefully remember that. Bam. That's slow. That's slow. Great. I already did steam vents, which I did not do steam vents yet. So I turned it on its side. I'm going to destroy an explorer, except I don't destroy the explorer. He gets scared. I'm going to push him over into the mountains and we generate a fear. And I could push him anywhere. Actually, I'll push him over into this mountains. Why not? Now I'm going to do Unbearable Deluge. I'm going to generate a fear off the top. I can push 2 explorers. Or 2. I have to push 2 Dahan. Not explorers, they're Dahan. The target land is a wetland because it has a sacred site for me. I'm going to isolate it, and now we're defending 3. I have 2 repeats. I'm going to repeat that power once. Cost is 0. I generate another fear off the top, so we actually got the 7 fear already, which is not bad with these 2 spirits. I'm going to target land 4. I'm going to push 2 Dahan back, try to thin out some of these explorers, especially since I'm triggering a level 6. And then since I targeted land 4 with that power, and since that is a wetland, it's not a sacred site, but it already is a wetland, I'm going to isolate that. Is there anything else I want to isolate? Not really. I actually don't have any other wetlands. I gotta say some land 2, which makes not all that much sense. Well, there's some benefit. I get a fear card. Or I could just take the 1 money and run. Do I want money? Yeah, I could do growth through sacrifice on Downpour, but I kind of like what I did instead. Wetland. All right, so then we're going to just use this ability to get a money. As far as element checks go, I do have 1, 2 air. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of that. We have 1 earth. And we have 1 of something else. Now I could make the land muddy, but I'm going to pretend like I don't have those elemental thresholds because I wanted the Han to be able to retaliate. In theory, though, I actually have a defend 5 there. But if I take the extra 2 defend from Rainus of oh, I actually don't even. I only have the 1st level. So each of my presents. Oh, right. There you go. Each of my presents adds a defend 1, so I would have defend 5. However, when the Dahan retaliate, their retaliation is reduced by 1 each as well. So their retaliation is only going to be a 2, which actually be enough to kill those 2 explorers. So I don't know. I could go either way with it. It doesn't seem like it makes that big of a difference. So I'm just going to pretend like I don't have the 1st threshold of that. So we're just going to go back to it. Defend 3 is dangerous. Never mind. We will do it. So I'm going to have the 1st level of random suppressed conflict. Remember, the Dahan are only going to retaliate 2 instead of the 4 because it's muddy for both sides. Both sides. It's muddy. Lots of mud. All right. Let's make it happen. We're going to go to the event card. Let me check the chat. Hard choice, but a better way. But in a better way than Green's last draw. Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. Event card number 3. Booyah! Stages 1 and 2. We are in stage 2. On each board with exactly 1 coastal city, add a town in a coastal land without a city. Woof. All right, we'll add a town in land 1. We already have a disease there. Why the heck not? And we only have So this triggers on both of these boards. We're going to add a town there. These events have been awesome. Stricken in lands with disease and strife, invaders skip ravage actions. Don't think that affects me. And then settlers encroach too far. Choose a land with an explorer in Dahan. Push one town with towns in Dahan. Push one town per two explorers. Push one town per two Dahan. There is no situation where I have a town and two Dahan. So that is done. We have not generated our first fear card. We got close. We were uno away. That's one in Spanish, bilingual. And now we're going to ravage. Nothing to ravage here. Ravaging 4 here. Defended 5. Retaliating 2. So I'm going to destroy one explorer. Oh, the other one's scared. I could generate a fear and like push him. No, we're isolated. I'm going to enforce the isolation because explorers are the worst. And I'm just going to kill both of them. That's right. Russian explorers are the worst. You heard it here first. Now we're going to come up here. About the ravage 2, which would cause a blight and a cascade. Nope, we're choking that out. And then we're going to ravage 4 here. I'm defended 4. And since I'm defended 4, no blight, I get to retaliate 2. We're just going to kill this town because I don't really feel like moving that explorer all over the wild blue yonder. That gives me a fear, and that is going to be 8 fear, and that's going to be an earthquake, and that's going to be our first fear card. Booyah. And spinning that around like so. Is that recentered? Looks like we're good. Sorry about that. So ravage actions are done. We added no blight. So after the blight step, after the ravage step, we have to add an explorer in a town to the land with the most explorers. Where is that going to be? Well, that is going to be in land 2 on board G, because there were 2 explorers there. Now there were 3, and that's good. Excuse me, that's going to be in board 7 on land H. There were 2 explorers there. Now there are 3. So both of these, because they have 3 explorers, they were going to match the ravage card next turn. They already do match the ravage card next turn. So, not a really huge deal. It is just something to be aware of. That is a lot of explorers. That's a lot of damage. Now we're going to build. The disease comes off land 2. We build a town in land 4. We build a town in land 6. We build a city in land 7. Explore step. We have the escalation. So we have to add 2 explorers in each board, 2 lands that have beast. One of the problems in losing 2 beasts because of that event means that we don't have many options here. They are going into land 4 and land 6 respectively. If I did not have a beast on one of those boards, we'd have 4 explorers added to the other board, and that's really, really rough. So that event is going to be a huge hassle that we're going to have to contend with the rest of this round. We get an explorer there, an explorer there, an explorer here, and an explorer here. Frickin' Russia. Says many people over the course of this last year. All right, we're going to invader cards advance. We're now going to do our slow powers. Oh boy, the fun never ends. I'm going to kill. I'm going to do 1 damage to this town with stem the flow of fresh water, and then I'm going to do creepers tearing at the borders to do another damage and get a fear. So we're not many buildings, just freaking explorers everywhere. And now we go over to Downpour. Downpour has no slow powers, so nothing happening there. We are just going to go to time passing. We'll get this isolate token back, this isolate token back, this reminder token back. This comes off. All the reminder tokens are here. Clear, clear. Growth. Is it through sacrifice? No, just normal growth. We're just going to grow like, the good plants that we are. I definitely want to get more blight on the card. I'm not loving that. Ravaging there. I could choke out stuff here. I'm not concerned about this board, although level 6 is probably going to be triggered again. This is a bit of a problem. Do need to get 1 water. Uh, 3 card plays could be. Oh, I could do that. We'll do all of it. Great. So I'm going to add a presence to a wetland or a jungle. Excellent. And then I'm going to do growth option B. And then I'm going to add another presence, and I have an extra card play this turn. So I'm going to play all 3 of these cards. I already had the 2 energy. I'm going to get 3 more energy from the presence track. Top deck is cleared off. And we'll do that. We're going to do element check. We have 2 moons, 1 water, 0 earth, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 planties. Planties is a technical term. We're going to have Creeper Serrator Mortars, the first and second level, and then we will have the first level of All Enveloping Green, and that will work fairly well, I think. Oh, that's a lot of glare. Let's get my little glare shield. Noah says it'd be funny if you lost the other 2 bees to an event and just didn't have to do the escalation. Yeah, that'd be funny and weird, and there's a lot of weird things that happen with Russia that aren't great, in my opinion. It's growth or sacrifice is going to be. Well, I guess I could just use it on. I keep using it on Downpour. All right, Downpour has 4 cards. Might as well do growth option 2. We'll get a ton of waters. I like water. Do you like water? We all like water. We got problems. Yeah, I probably want to get rid of. I'm gonna probably want to save these Dahan. I'm probably going blight. Many explorers. That only works on mountains or jungles. Definitely want to get plants out. 1, 2. Ooh. Yeah, it's not that helpful. All right, so I definitely play one of these cards that has green. Get to Abundance is not great yet, so we're going to do Song of Sanctity. And I think I try to. I don't have a. Ooh, that's rough. I need the earth. Let me get a D8. Can I get a D8? Yes. Nah. Alright, if I do Dark Skies, lose a Singing Rain. I think that's my best play. I'm going to discard these 2 cards. I have to add 2 presents. I'm getting 1 energy from the presence track. So glad I took the energy last turn to be able to do this. I'm going to get add two presents from the top track. And then I can move one because of that. Yeah, really, probably I want to get up to the 2 energy, and then I could worry about the bottom track, get the 3 card plays. I'm going to... Oh, that's nice. That is nice. I'm going to add both of these presents here. I'm going to use this ability to put this here. And that's all my movement powers. And now we'll do an element check. So this is going to be paid for. We have 1 air. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 water. We have no earth. We have 1, 2 plant. 1 just came from our thing. This is going to give me the first level of rain and mud suppress conflict, and it's going to give me the second level of water nourishes life's growth. And I discarded everything else, so we're going to have to reclaim next turn. I have 3 repeats, and that's super interesting. This is going to be a stage 3 card, so that's always super fun. And I have the air from that. Oh, yeah, these are my discards with green. All right, we're gonna do Gift of Proliferation. Target spirit adds 1 presence, 1 away from when they have presence. We're gonna add it into here. We're gonna do Overgrow in the night. I think I just use it to generate fear. No, let's get my presence out. Yeah, let me add a presence here. We're gonna do all of it up in green. I'm gonna defend 2 here. And I think that will work. We're going to do isolate target land, push an explorer, and up to 2 Dahan. So we're going to push this explorer. Woof. I have 3 repeats. I'm going to push this explorer here into Dahan. Probably losing some Dahan there. Nah, I don't want to lose the Dahan. I'll push this Dahan here. I'm going to use one of these to get an energy, and then use another one of these to repeat this. I'm going to target this. Oh, this gets isolated too. This gets isolated. Hopefully the stage 3 card is Sands. I'm going to push and explore over here and up to 2 Dahan. There are no Dahan there. I have this other repeat, which I'll hold on to in case it's useful for that. Otherwise, I'll turn it into an energy. So I use 2 of my 3 repeats. Remember, I had 7 water. We are going to do water nourishes life's growth. I gain, oh, never mind. That could be good. All right, I don't hate that. We're going to do water nourishes life's group, so I'm going to gain an energy. I'm going to remove a blight by removing one of my presents. So we're going to put this blight back on the card. This presence is now destroyed. I gain another energy because I do have the second level. I can gather up to 1 Dahan. I don't want to gather a Dahan into there, so that's fine. So I just got 2 energy and remove the blight. Each of my presents is going to grant me a defend 1 here, but it's also going to reduce Dahan counterattack. Really had no great place to move that Dahan. But I want to get these Dahan out and move that Explorer. I'm going to get these. I'm going to, since I got extra energy, I'm going to use this repeat to do this again. I'm going to target land 2. We isolate that land. I can push 1 Explorer. I'm going to push it there. I'm going to push 2 more Dahan. So they're ravaging 8. I'm defended 2. I'll be able to retaliate. That's rough. Let me do it this way. Actually, I'm gonna push this over here. They're ravaging 6. I'll have enough retaliate to wipe out Adon. So I'm gonna push the Explorer from there. I pushed it into 1, and I pushed those 2 Dahan out of 2 into 4, so I can do something more effective with them, even if they go down with the ship. Jojo, I've always wondered, but can you move your presence using the track's move presence option before placing presence from growth? I think you can. That from here? Oh, from here. I'm so unclear about the timing of that. I think you can. I think it's during the spirit phase, so I think at any point I think you can, but someone can kind of check me on that. So what King Jobo 13 is asking is, you have these movements here. Can you use those movements before you do your growth? I think you can use those movements at any time during your presence. At any time during your I think you can use them at any time during your uh, there's a word, at any time during your spirit phase, and the spirit phase includes growth and like card selection, getting energy from presence. So I don't think that would be a problem. I want to move this titch. Oop, never mind. Well, that's fine. All right. So again, it's a slower game, man. There's a lot to consider. Let's get to the event. Let's see what's going on. I'm not sure I'm totally set up well, but I just want to stop thinking about it. So, the Han trade with the invaders. Some seek knowledge, others are interested in tools and trade goods. Still others are simply curious. All hope to avoid violence, and the invaders seem amenable, at least for now. The Han do not participate in ravages this turn. That is a terrible, awful, no good idea. But I think it's the one I'm going to have to go with, because I am not set up for any of this. So that means if they don't participate, they don't take damage, they don't receive damage, they just literally do not participate. So they don't even get wiped out, I don't think. I think that under the rules of Jagged Earth, that means like they just don't even, like, nothing happens. So I could save the Dahan in 4. Do not participate. Is there an entry for this? Nope, of course not. Clarifications. Do not participate. Modified actions. Triggered event. Combining adversaries. Stuff always happens against rough. Does not participate. Is ignored. It doesn't affect whether limb leverage. It doesn't deal or take damage. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, so it doesn't even take damage, which is crazy. The other option is I can spend 4 energy, 2 per player, and the E-Spirit destroys one of the Dahan on their lands that generates a fear. Otherwise, I could spend 12 energy, aided by air, which I have 1 of. And for the next turn on, each Dahan provides defend 1 in its land. Well, that would be amazing, but I just don't have the cards for that. I don't have the energy for that. Yeah, I don't have a fire element I could use anywhere. Grow through sacrifice to my discard pile. I am not forgetting it. I mean, I want to start getting majors, and that's I need something in my hand that I can throw away. And I growth or sacrifice is on the short list. I promise you of that. So the Han just aren't participating. I get to save the Han in 4, but that's a little rough. Outbreak shift on each board. Push 1 disease to an adjacent land with the most invaders. So we're pushing this disease from 1 into 2. Now I could push it into 6 because of no, it's not a spirit power. How does isolate work? I think isolate's in effect for everything. Let me confirm this. Isolate. It's like I've never played this before, kids. Elemental markers. Isolate. Here we go. Isolate does not change whether the land is coastal. All right, so I can say that those aren't adjacent because it's isolate, so it does affect even event actions. And if I did that, then the disease moves here instead of moving to 2. It's not a crazy idea. Because again, it's the location. So even though this has fewer invaders, even though 6 has fewer invaders than 1, like it still has the most invaders, and it is an adjacent land. So this is definitely getting pushed. It's just a matter of where is it getting pushed to. Like this is getting pushed to here, for sure. On each board. Now I have a bunch of disease here. I'll push it at this. I'll push it into 2, just because it's coastal and whatever. So I'm going to allow that adjacency, push that sucker into 2. Oh, these event cards have not been great. Fear card. First fear card of the game. Beset by many troubles in each land with Badlands disease. What? Badlands disease. Beast, Wilds, and Strife defend 3. So I'm actually defended 5 here. And it's ravaging 6. So that's interesting. And I don't think it applies, or adjacent. Yeah, in each land, so it has to be the land. So yeah, that's good. All right, that's a good fear card. All right, let's see how we want to play this out. I'm going to let the invaders ravage here, and I'm not going to choke it out because I'm going to lose a presence either way, and I'd rather a blight be added because of level 6. So that's my 3rd destroy presence as green. We're adding a blight here. And we are defended 5. They're ravaging 6. No blight here. All right. If that wasn't going to be defend, remember, these guys don't participate. They're ravaging 2 here. But again, these guys don't participate. If adding a blight would have caused me to go Blighted Island, I for sure would have choked out that ravage there. But I've managed to stay Healthy Island, and I've managed to avoid adding an extra town and explorer because of level 6 Russia. So now we can kind of just move on to the next step. Where the heck did this come from? Did I forget to add this to the board? I did, because I am bad at life. Why is this here? Someone tell me why that's there. Why are you there? I think I forgot to add this to the board. Yeah, I never added the presence from that. So I could have definitely made a sacred site here, which is what I would want to do, because I added the presence from Gift of Liberation. I don't think I added the presence from there, and I put it there, and I'm just a terrible person. But I definitely want to get Oh, I had a second disease there. Right, I had 2 disease on this board. In theory, I could have moved this somewhere, but no, I definitely wanted to move a disease into there. Makes more sense. I already had a disease there. I don't want to put a disease in 8. So yeah, I'm going to add another presence. I will make again, I'm always, any presents that are from that, I'm always adding into non-wetlands or jungles because of obvious reasons. So I'm going to put a second presence in 8 because again, 1 away from my head presence. That was from my growth option. All right. We are going to do the rest of the invader steps. So that was the ravage step. We destroyed nothing because again, my Dahan didn't participate. We're now going to go, we added a blight on both boards though, so we don't have to worry about the addition of invaders because of Russia 6. We're now going to go to the build step. Nothing to build in 5, nothing to build in 3. We take a disease off of land 2. We add a town into land 8. And actually, a Badlands, a sacred site there is a lot more important because of that blight. Again, choking that out is going to be different. So I just had another presence I forgot I had the board. If someone thinks that presence came from somewhere else, you can let me know. All right, so the ravaging is done. The building is done. We go to the explore step. It's a stage 3 card. Excellent. Sands. Negating the exploration. We do get an explorer in land 6. We get an explorer in land 7. 6 now matches the ravage card next turn, even though it's wetland. It's sands because it's going to be. It has 3 explorers, so that's a problem. That beast is in serious jeopardy. We're going to add an explorer into 2. We add an explorer into 8. We add an explorer into 1. And we add an explorer into 5. This is looking fantastic. 8 has 3 explorers, but it already would match the ravage card. 7 has 3 explorers, so that also matches the ravage card. And again, that could be a problem. So I'm going to put a reminder there. So right now we're exploring, we're ravaging just in land 6 next turn. Remember, because there's no invaders here or here. So that's only in land 6 here, but we're going to be ravaging in lands 2, 8, and 7 on Green's board. I am going to woof. I can wipe out a town somewhere. I can push 3 to Han. I can push a town. All right, I'm going to do Creeper Center to Mortars. I'm going to do 2 damage in 1. So 2 damage to a city or town in 1 land. I'm going to wipe out this town. And that's a fear. And now I'm going to push a town or push up to 3 to Han. I will push. I don't want to get the Dahan off the center. I'll just push this Dahan into here. Maybe we can get something going there. We have Song of Sanctity. I can only target a wetlands or a jungles. So I'm going to push all explorers. All right, I'm going to target this jungle. One of Rampant. I'm going to push 1 explorer here and 2 explorers there. So now we'll be ravaging in 5, but I'd rather ravage in 5 than have to worry about ravaging in 6 since I have the beast there. All right. So again, pushing around the explorers is always fun. Remember, we also are going to have the escalation on that card, probably, unless it's coastal lands, or we might have to add 2 more explorers into that town, and that's a big problem. So I'm going to take these isolate tokens back. We're going to take, there's no reminder tokens over there. Time is going to pass. We have 1 energy. These can come back here. These get to my discard pile. This energy here. I have 2 energy over here. So we're gonna have to reclaim with both. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. Hold on a sec. Mike James says we're using the Horizons board today. Interesting. Yeah, yeah, excluded completely, I think, says King Bo. Steve, you can do track and spirit growth in any order you choose. Thank you, Steve. Otis, what's up, buddy? Been a long time. Hey, Greg. Can't stay because I'm about to leave for a road trip. I want to say hi. I'll figure out my Patriots challenge soon. Yes, please. Please do. All right. Give me a 5-minute break. I'll be right back. We are back. There was a downpour brewing, so to speak. What did he say? Yeah, whatever. All right. I feel brokety broke. I'm reclaiming cards. I feel like Downpour. It's crazy when you only have one presence on the board to start. I feel like Downpour should have all of his presence on the board because I'm like it's so much. But yeah, not quite. Um, I can get 4 card plays, kids. So exciting. I mean, at some point, I need to start smashing majors. Since I'm reclaiming, I think I could do that next turn because I'm going to reclaim I'm going to get a new card when I get a major, which is nice. So I'm going to add a presence. I am going to go from bottom track to get 4 card plays because card plays are wonderful. I'm going to, you heard it here first, kids. I'm going to put this presence here because that's about the ravage because, explorers everywhere. I'm going to gain a minor, oops, that shouldn't have come from there. That could come from here. I'm going to gain a minor power because I'm brokety broke. Ooh, if target limit is so defend power. Ooh, remove a blight power. But only a land that has the Han and Blight, which isn't the easiest things. And then absorb corruption. Oh, that's all really strong. That's all really good. So Guardian Serpents, if target spirit has a sacred site, defend 4, add a beast to one of target spirit's lands. Absorb corruption, gather a blight, or pay 1 energy to remove a blight. I'm going to get 3 energy from the presence check, so I'll take that right now. Call it to 10 to remove a blight. Carapace land. Absorb corruption is really strong. Carapace land is fine. Don't have a bunch of earth. Yeah, I have 0 earth. Earth is nice because of that too. Getting 3 waters and 1 earth is not going to be easy. It's like going to be in this cycle of just continuing to. I have no other earth. I mean, Carapace, the defense 6 is wonderful, but I don't think I can combo it. Oh, I can get the defense 6. Oh, that's interesting. Try to make these use of this Dahan a little bit more. And it's free. Be free, little one. Be free. All right, Carapace land for the win. 4 card plays. A completely clean board. What else could you ask for? Yeah, I literally don't think I'm keeping Growth Through Sacrifice. Chase some fear. Trigger Creeper Serrant of Mortars. Alright, we're gonna do this. That I dig. I'm gonna break that 3. I'm gonna throw that 3 on the floor to get some change. Put 1 and 2. Yeah, I think that works. Alright, Downpour. Reclaiming cards. Gaining a power card. Has no energy. Getting 2 energy from the presence check. We're going to have the move ability, and we're going to get a power card, and we have this move ability down here, and it's all very exciting. Power cards. I want water. Water or bust? Water! What are these? I don't care. I mean, it's probably not optimal, but like, seriously? It's just the way it has to be, kids. Woo! All right. I play good, really. Sometimes I feel like a mother, this child. Get to move. There's too much thinking. My head hurts. Help me. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Someone's like, what is he saying? And like, I don't know. It's a good question. It's a very good question. All right. I think what I want to do is this. And I still only have 2 card plays, which is bananas. 5 water. No, I want an earth. Yeah, I'm good with this. Oh, lordy. You're about to ravage and 700 things next turn. 700 kids. Count them. I think yeah, get both of those guys away. Then I don't have to worry about jungles here. I'm going to have bigger issues on green's board. All right, I'm going to do that and that. I could think about it more, but why bother? So 1, 2, we have 1, 2 air, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plant, water. It's like plant, it's very different. 1 earth, and 1. I actually have 3 air. So much air. 1 earth, and then 2 green. Plant, whatever. So I'm going to get 2 of these suckers for repeat powers. We're going to move 1. Do I care about moving presence? Yes. I'm going to move this presence here. And I'm going to move. No, I'll just kind of leave the rest of it as is. All right. We're going to get so I'm not going to use the movement from there. I know I'm very like not crossing the streams, but I think with these spirits, it just kind of makes some sense. It's just helping me kind of keep my head organized. I'm going to pretend like these thresholds don't exist because who cares? I'm choking out that. Defending 3. Yeah, I'm good with all of that. I have the second threshold of water nourishes life's growth. I'm going to use steam vents to. Oh no. Well, that's interesting. I want to clear out 5 so it doesn't ravage or build. I will move that move too. I'm going to move that sucker over here. And I'm not going to pretend like I don't have the elemental thresholds there. I do have that, so I actually have a defense 6 here. And that'll make sense in a second. Oh, that'd be crazy. I have no fear cards. There's going to be no counterattack. But I have a bunch of Dahan there. Since this is a singular power, this only happens. So again, when you have universal effects, you keep track. Like if it's like, hey, defend 1 per, you do. If it affects multiple lands, you do it. You evaluate at the time that the defend would be relevant. But when you're setting up a defend, you're like this is. It's like defend 1 at the time. So at this time. Oh wait, no. This is a universal effect. Each of your presence grants 1 and lowers the font in its land. That is not setting up a trap. So I actually would reevaluate that as I need it, which is super, super interesting. Because I can actually make this a defend 8, get these guys out of here. Jungle is going to ravage next turn anyway, so I'm fine with that. So I'm going to do Steam Vents, destroy this guy. He's not destroyed, he's scared. We get a fear. I'm going to spend an energy and do it again. I'm going to destroy this guy. He's not destroyed, he's scared. Fear. All right. I still have one more repeat. And then I'm going to do Gift of Abundance. I'm going to target green. I'm going to give green 2 energy because green's going to have a major power next turn. So I want to have them beefed up with some moolah. So I'm going to take a 1, get a 3. And then now either you or target spirit may add one of your destroy presence to a wetland where you have presence. This is a wetland because it has a sacred site for me, and I'm going to add a presence. Now it's actually a defend 8. Again, because that's a universal effect, we will evaluate the defend at the time the defend is needed, as opposed to setting up like a trap, like stone or something. All right. So that is done. This is done. I have one more repeat. Again, this only works on land targeting powers, not spirit targeting powers. So I couldn't redo that again anyway and give green 2 more energy. So I'm just going to take 1 energy from that. We have water nourishes life's growth. I'm going to gain an energy. I'm going to remove a presence by removing one of my presents. I move a blight by removing one of my presents. This goes back on the Blighted Island card. And then I gain another energy. And now I can, not there, here. And now I can gather a Dahan into there if I wanted to, gather up to. I do not want to. So that's fine. Woo! My head hurts. We are, ooh. Target spirits and add a presence 1 away from when they have presence. We'll do top track. That actually gives me another water. So I would actually, if again I could do this in any order, I would have another water to get another energy because I would have went from 5 to 6. King Jobo says nice way to clear that sands. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Downpour is pretty gross. I've generated no fear. I've gotten to 1 fear card. Like that's always going to be the problem with this combo. I'm going to do Overgrow and a Knight. I'm going to target a land that has my presence and invaders. I'll target land 8. That's 3 fear. Again, I need to start. This is probably going to be a fear victory kind of game, so 3 fear is important. Carapace land. I'm going to target land 8. I'm going to defend 3. I did not do my element check, by the way. So 1, 2, 3 air, 1 water, 1 earth, 2 plants, 3 plants, 4 plants. So the 3 air and the 4 plants means I'm going to have the 3rd level of Creeper Serrant of Mortars, and I had the 1st level of all of them in green. 1 away from I have a Sacred Site. I'm actually defending 2 more here, so I'm defending 5. Ravaging 3 there, which is great. Obviously choking that out, obviously choking that out. So I did a defend 3 there. I don't have 2 earth. If I did, it would be a defend 6. Growth through sacrifice. I'm going to target this guy. Whatever his name is. Who are you? I'm going to target Downpour. I'm going to destroy one of my presents and target spirits to. I can remove a blight. Oh, that's so sick. Fine, I'll destroy this presence, and then target spirit is going to. I just reclaimed, right? Woof. I think I go with that. Target spirit will remove a blight from here. There's no blight on Downpour's board. Actually, that's silly. Target spirit is going to add a presence. He always has a chance to remove blight later. Like, what is actually ravaging that I'm concerned about this turn? Nothing. Nothing compares. Oh, this is going to add 2 more explorers. That's freaking gross. I will add this to Oh, that's just 2 waters. Oh, that's amazing. I thought it was like 2 energy. That's funny. I'll add this somewhere. So this is already too late to use that. So I'm going to add a presence to one of my lands. I don't have 2 um, suns, otherwise I could do both these things. But remember, it is always the person who has this card that's destroying their presence. So green has 4 destroy presence. Remember, green can start adding that freely during growth. So we'll start getting my presence back on the board and get that cycle going. But all the fast powers are done. We literally have no slow powers except for creepers tearing into mortars, which is going to allow me to wipe out a city, which is pretty cool. But again, we're having serious problems with explorers right now because we're playing against Russia, and that's what happens. So we are 7 fear, 1 fear away from a fear card. We go for the next event. It is Terror level 1, Relentless Optimism. For the rest of this turn, don't generate a fear for destroying cities and towns. I'm only destroying 1 city, but woof. Foreign diseases. On each board is a land with the most combined invaders and Dahan. Add a disease. Most combined invaders and Dahan. Oh, that's really gross. Minimum 1 of each. It's going to be here. 2 damage to Han. That has to be done efficiently. So I was going to wipe all those guys out. I can still do it. So I do lose a Dahan, though, which makes me sad. Most combined invaders and Dahan. Add a disease. That's 6. That's 7. Remember, I am defended 2 here. I'm not doing counterattack anyway. Whatever. Add a disease. There was already a disease there, but now there's another disease. And I have to kill one of those Dahans. Alright. We have offerings of patterns of dance. Each spirit with at least 2 Dahan on its lands gains an energy. Don't mind if I do. So I'm going to put 2 back in here and get a 3-er. And the energy machine is really kicking off fairly nice. This goes over here. No fear cards. Nothing to ravage. Choking this ravage out. Ravaging 5 or 6. Defended 5. Injures to Dahan. Dahan retaliates. 2 of these guys die. One of them gets a scared. He gets a scared. And then these go up. We get a fear card. It's me. It's a Mario. I am a scared. All right, we're going to put this guy over here. We're also ravaging here. I'm choking that out. So being a little aggressive with that. We're ravaging here. They're ravaging 8. We're defended 8. And then the Dahan retaliate is reduced by 4. So there is actually no damage done to the explorers. They just have a little conga line going, which is what they like to do. It's a Russian thing, I guess. All right. Since I did not add any blight on either board, we add an explorer and a town to the land with the most explorers. So that's going to happen in 7 over here. So you can imagine I'm just going to keep choking that at every turn for a while. And the most explorers is here. So that gets an explorer and a town here. That looks wonderful. We now go to the build phase. Nothing to build anywhere on Downpour's board except for land 7. And now that gets a city. We get a town. Nothing to build in 8. Stage 2 card, coastal land. So we don't do the escalation, which is interesting, but we get some explorers. So explorer, 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 and of course the math of that is really gross. So invader cards advance. And now we're going to take stock of what lands have 3 explorers that don't otherwise match the town. So remember, jungles are already ravaging. This is now also ravaging, and this is now also ravaging, and all of that is terrible. And over here, this is now, that was already ravaging, that was already ravaging. This is, I already have that marked. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 lands with invaders that are ravaging on board H, which is the top board. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 lands that are ravaging on board G that have invaders, and that's the battle board. So again, not awful, but definitely a wee bit of a concern. It's a wee bit of a concern. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just 4. Whoo! Alrighty then. Creeper staring to mortars. I am going to remember they have relentless optimism because they're these optimistic jerks. So I'm going to destroy a city somewhere. I will destroy this. It's just going to rebuild. I'll destroy this city here with creeper staring to mortars. But make no mistake, it does nothing for me fear-wise, but the city comes off the board. Okay. Alright, slow powers are done. This goes over here. These go into my discard. This comes over here. These come into my discard. This is here. This is here. I have a lot of destroyed presence over here with my friend Green. And not enough cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 cards with Green. When I have 4 card plays is not exactly the thing of dreams. I think growth through sacrifice goes away because for real. I'll take everything else. Alright, Slobodan Kalenix says hello. Hello to you, sir. Alright, let's make some magic happen. This looks terrible. We are adding a presence. I can add from growth. I'm just going to add it there. I can add it from my destroyed presence because we are still healthy islands, so I could do it for free. I could do it during growth, not for free, when I get for the cost of 1 energy. I'm letting a major power. I would like something with a plant. Oh, this is looking bad. Great. What a what a terrible draw. Well, dissolve the bonds of kinship and making more explorers is a non-starter. Removing is annoying. Although I could combo that with Green's thing, but I'm getting no fear. Unless I'm thinking about this all wrong. I mean, do I try to blitz a terror level something victory? Sea monsters is fine if I had a beast. I can add beast. I mean, that's not the worst idea with this setup. Creepers tear into mortars. I mean, the thing about vanish softly, right? If I just repeat that power and then I remove 1 invader and 1 explorer town. I will never get 3 and 3. God, it's a bad draw. Like Green's draws have been. I mean, I got growth through sacrifices, and I'm still like, I don't. These have not been good draws. A bunch of slow powers here. I have a bunch of lands that are about to go haywire on me, and I honestly would have been better off adding presence. Yikes! That's a really bad draw. I mean, I just don't think I'm gonna be able to get on top of this board quick enough to even consider a Terra level 2 victory, although it's not the craziest idea. The problem I'm facing right now, though, is Blight Cascade. I have no defend. I can let that blight without too much concern. I can choke that out, but I still got 2 Blight Cascades. And oh man, I'm only gonna have, this is fine with, that gives me the earth I would want. The earth water combo to potentially remove a blight. That's such a bad draw. Gonna, I get, but I'm gonna get 3 energy from here and 3 energy from here. I'm gonna get, I'm gonna get sea monsters just because of the water and the ability to add beast back and kind of maybe do some cool things with that, but I'm not thrilled about it. Coastal or range? Coastal or wetlands? Range 1. Yeah, I go with sea monsters. I'm going to forget a card. I'm forgetting growth through sacrifice. So I can't keep destroying presence. And now we have those 3 cards. They cost me 5. I've got problems. This is going to go here. Element check. We have 3 waters and 4 earth. That gives me a defend 4. With this, I have no moons. Man, I got blade issues everywhere. I got blight issues everywhere. Alright. Well, I think we're going Blighted Island, kids. We're going to go to Downpour. Downpour is going to get 2 energy from the presence track. I think Downpour goes major too. I'm going to do this, get another energy from the growth option. I gain a power card and add 1 presence. And I can get 3 card plays out. That seems right. That seems right. I'll put that there so I can be sure to forget about it in 5 seconds. Melt earth into quicksand has a water. Interesting. Trees speak of stones in war. 1 damage and 2 defend 2 per Dahan. If I have 2 sun, 2 mountain, and 2 earth defend. Thickets erupt with every touch of breeze. These would have been freaking, either one of these would have been a fantastic card for green. And sea monsters would have been great for Downpour. I really need to freaking flip these suckers. Angry Bears, 2 fear, 2 damage, range 1, range 0. If nope, that's slow. That's not gonna help me. That is not gonna help me. Oh, that's good. Melt Earth and Quicksand. Done. Done. Alright, 1 fear, 2 damage, isolate target land. After invaders or Dahan are moved into target land, destroy them. Yeah, that will play. That will play. I can get a blight here without too much of a problem. Coastal lines are building though, so that's unfortunate. So I got a major. I have to forget a card. I will forget. Steam vents, I think, instead of kind of prolong my delay. My delay doesn't do much good for me as much as I like steam vents. So we have melter to the quicksand. I can get I have 2 moves with the spirit phase, and then I will play. I can make that not match, which would be awesome. I want 1 more earth for sure. I don't know if this defend 3 is going to do much for me. I'll hold on to that. That could be interesting. Definitely want a green. Whoa. I just saw that 2 fear invaders and Dahan have -1 health. That's bananas. There's no green. I'll do this. Oh, I need another earth. I need another earth. All right, we'll do this. Final answer. Yeah, that will work. Oh, I need a green. Do I need a green? I want a green. I have another earth here. That's funny. This presence is still going to go on the board. I just took that off, so I did forget about it. Unless I just do... But then I need the moon. Ah! So close to being awesome. Alright, we're just not going to get water nourishes life growth. If we go Blight of the Island, then we go Blight of the Island. It is what it is. I'm getting enough energy over here as green to not worry about it too much. Alright. King Joe, I wonder if you can make every land ravaged with the Zal bond to kinship. Yes, that'd be great. Such a bad card, man. For this game and this setup. This is gonna go here, this goes here, this goes here. See if we can get another fear card. So I'm gonna generate Melter, Quirth, and a Quicksand. Generating a fear. I'm doing 2 damage in land 2, which is gonna kill 1 explorer. Scares another. I'll scare it here. That generates another fear. Isolate the land. After invaders or Dahan are moved into target land, they are destroyed, which can be super awesome. And oh, that's a triggering action. That's a nesting action. That's crazy. So if I went to destroy something, I pushed it into there, it destroyed, it would get scared again, right? Because it's like a nesting. It's like the rules with Russia get freaking bananas. Since I have the elements, I'm going to do 4 more damage. So I'm going to destroy this city. And this explorer, this is all the same action though, so this explorer will actually die. The city dies to fear. I add a Badlands and I add a Wilds. That will do. All right. Done. Remember, I needed 2, 4, and 2 to make that work. I needed 2. Actually, I should do the element thing over here just to show it. So I needed the 2 sun. Moon, it's like sun. It's just very different. 1, 2 air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 water. And 1, 2 earth. And just 1 plant. So I actually didn't get water nourishes life's growth, but I'm very, nope, not even close to it. I'm very close to not having it anyway, is what I was trying to say. Because of these elements, I do have the first and second level of rain and mud suppress conflict, which I'm not sure if I'm using them yet. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I would have pushed him this way. Oh, remember I still have these 2 moves. Woof. I'm going to move this one here, this one here. Think that works. And then I could have actually pushed him here, which is even better. Yeah, so when I scared the guy, I pushed him into 6 instead of 3. I'm going to do Dark Size, lose a Stinging Rain. I'm going to isolate. I'm going to push this Explorer from there. I push him into here. When he gets pushed into here, he gets destroyed. Nope, he doesn't. He gets scared. And I'll push him into here. I'm going to repeat. Oh, I have 3 repeats. I'm going to repeat that power. That and another energy. I'm going to push one of these guys. I'm going to push him to here. When he pushes, he's going to get destroyed. So he gets scared. I'll push him into... Oh, and then... Oh, I could let isolate. Did I generate the fear? Take that fear back. This is isolated. I'm just going to destroy them both. Never mind. I'm going to absolutely destroy them both. So if I took the fear, I put it back. Crap. Someone tell me if I was out with fear. If I took the fear for scaring him, I would have been at 5. I think I was originally at 4. 1, 2 damage. I scared the initial guy, and then 1 fear at the top. I scared the initial guy, and then I did 2 fear for destroying the town, the city. So I think that fear is right. So I'm again totally. I forgot this was isolated. I could choose to force isolation. There's nowhere for him to go. He gets moved in there. He gets destroyed. Done. And then we have Foundation Ticket in the Mud. This is ravaging, but I have this in place. So we're actually defended 4 here. And I am defended 8 here. The Han's counterattack is reduced by 8, so they're not doing anything. This is obviously going to be a blight situation, but it can't do much. This no longer matches, though, because there's not 3 there. So the only thing ravaging in this, these 2 are ravaging, but we're obviously very well defended. I have 2 more repeats, which I could use for Foundation Sink into the Mud, which could be helpful, and I did use both of these moves. Just trying to keep on top of it. Gift of proliferation for Earth on track. Yeah, I was looking at that. Then I could have had the plant, and I could have done some stuff. But I just gift of proliferation is actually in my discard pile. So um, I just think it. Yeah, I definitely thought about that. If it wasn't in my discard pile, I probably would have subbed it in. But I think this will be fine. We're probably just looking at a blight here. A jump Earth's board is, I mean, Green's board is obviously a much bigger concern because, yeah, I can't really defend anything effectively. I have no fast powers. I'm looking at adding 5 blight on Green's board, +1 on downpours. I mean, this very much could be the end of the game. So hopefully we get a roaming beast or something. I'm gonna defend 4 here. Yeah, because I'm ravaging in 1, 2, 3, 4 lands, including that. I'm gonna choke that out, but my presence is not where else I want it to be. So green might be going down with the ship. That was just a really, really bad major power draw. But you know, it had, yeah, this, oh god, this would have been so perfect. I'm giving you. Although again, I don't have any earth with green, so I guess I one of the big. Oh, I got the Carapace land in there. All right, let's make this happen. So we're gonna draw the event card. Oh, still have to add this presence. Why do I keep doing that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh man, why do I keep doing such silly things? I will add this presence here because let's try to set something up there for next turn. So event card. Yeah, I think the fear is correct, but not the best at fighting the Russians. No. Outpaced. Oh, that's horrible. Wow. Oh, no. Humanity has always been faster than you, but the invader's terrifying speed catches you off speed. Each spirit chooses independently for each of their slow power cards played this turn. Discard the power card, getting 1 energy plus the card's printed cost, or pay 3 energy, or destroy 2 of their presence. You may choose to resolve the power card now. Okay. Well. Destroy 2 presents. I can't keep destroying presents. So I'm going to spend 3 energy to resolve this now and move this town here. They're ravaging 13. Destroy 2 presents. And if I make it fast by outpaced, I think I can make all repeats of it also fast. I think that's right. Because then Yeah, I think all repeats of it would be fast. So then I would be able to do foundation sink into the muds, destroy this town. That's a fear. I'm going to repeat foundation into the mud, destroy this town. This is disease. It's not really building anyway, so actually I probably don't want to do it there. I'll repeat it. I probably don't even want to repeat it. Still have two more things over there. So now I'm looking at 1, 2, 3 blight. I can get rid of the no blight there because we're defended. We're defended 8. That will be enough based on the rest of this card. The do I spend the 3? Hmm. 3, 4 damage. Save that destroyed presence. This is hurting my head. All right, I'm going to spend the 3 to make sea monsters fast. I'm going to discard stem the flow and get 1 energy because it's not going to do much for me anyway. Remember, you get the printed cost +1. Sea monsters, I'm now going to add a presence, or add a beast to land 3. Again, I've lost no beast to ravages yet. And then I'm going to get 2 fear per beast. So that's 2 fear. Again, it's coastal land or wetland. I'm going to get 3 damage per beast plus 1 damage per blight. So there's 4 damage there. I'm going to wipe out both of those towns. That's 2 more fear. It's a fear card. That gives us this thing here now. We resolved that escalation when we resolved that card, which is not great, but we gotta do it at some point. And I think that's everything. Alright, so I resolved 3 of the cards. I destroyed 2 of Downpour's presence. I spent 6 energy and got 1 energy back as spread of Rampant Green. Lingering Plagues. Each board add a disease, ignore disease during builds. Oh, that's... I am going to repeat that power. I think all uses are fast. I'm destroying that. Foundation sink into the mud. That's another fear. There's no way I'm building a city there, especially now with the double build thing happening. So add in each board add disease, ignore disease during builds this invader phase. I will add a disease here, and on this board I'll add it here. So reminder token that we're ignoring disease during builds. And then finally, E-Spirit chooses a different land where Dahan outnumbers cities and towns. Each Dahan does 1 damage there. So there's 1 city, 2 Dahan. Their retaliates lowered because retaliates lowered because of random mud suppressed conflict, but we're gonna do 2 damage. That's gonna kill one of the explorers. That generates a fear. This guy gets scurred, and we're gonna move him. We're gonna move him here. And now with, I don't really have great options to do this with Rampant Green, so Rampant Green is gonna choose this land. It's not on his board, but he can still do that. So we're gonna do 3 damage here. We're gonna destroy 2 of these explorers. This guy gets scared, and we're gonna move him here. Once he gets moved in there, he gets scared. He tries to go away, but he can't because it's isolated, so we're just destroying him. So that allowed us to get rid of 4 explorers. That was pretty effective. All right. That's done. Sorry, I know the pacing has been really slow. There's a lot to wrap my head around right now. So, first fear card, Angry Mobs. Each player may replace one town with 2 explorers, 1 fear per player who does this. Hells no. God, level 2 is so much. Level 2 is like a dream. Yeah, I can't. Oh, that's already ravaging. I can't even consider that. That's a complete non-starter. So that's unfortunate. Bye. You are useless to me. And then the next fear card is Discord. Each player may add a strife in a land with at least 2 invaders, and it can be the same land. I think we're going Blighted Island. That's not a concern anymore. No point. About to lose that presence. Woof. Woof. Woofity woof. Woof, woof, woof. You don't bring me flowers anymore. We are going Blighted Island. Trying to think what the heck is ravaging next turn. It ain't gonna be pretty, kids. Alright, we're gonna... Looking at double ravages on the coast, so I'm gonna add this here. And I will add it. I mean, the towns and explorers are just the same at this point. I will add it here. Now we'll add it here. Or, because there's a beast there, we can add it here and here. I think that makes more sense. Alright, Discord is out. Not exactly the things of dreams, but again, they'll have to do. I mean, let's think about structures, but we're right to have like a quadruple build here. But we are like 1, 2, 3 cities, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 towns. That is going to radically change in a second. Alright, invader steps. Invaders are ravaging in jungles. We're defended here. We're defended here. It's ravaging 9. We're defended 8. The Han don't retaliate because they don't. Because it's too damn muddy. So jungles on this board are done. Jungles are here. We're defended there. We had a blight here. Sands. Nothing, nothing, nothing. That's right, right? Here gets a blight cascade. Oh, that's brutal. This is also ravaging. I'm going to choke that sucker out. This doesn't need this anymore. I'm about to lose 2 more presents. Oh, it's bad. Yeah, it's bad. Alright, so Blight. Before I destroy that presence, we're going to flip over the Blighted Island card. Ugh. Still healthy, but I don't think that's exactly a gift. Each player has to add a blight on each board adjacent to a land that has blight. Woof. So Blight Cascade. These 2 presents are destroyed. I have to add another blight. I'm going to have to add it here. That presence is destroyed, so I just lost 3 more presents. I have 3 presents on the board. I have 4 presents on the board as green. We have to add a blight down here. That's easy. I'll add it there. But we're still healthy. And that's the end of the Ravage step. That is a lot of blight on green's board. Building. We're building in coastal lands first. We're ignoring disease. We're only building here. And then on green's board, we're building a city, a town, and a town. Now we build on mountains. We immediately have to carry out that escalation. So the first time you carry out the card, you do the escalation. So you have to add 2 explorers in lands with beasts. So 1, 2 on this board, 1, 2 on this board. And now we're building on mountains. So we're building a town here, a town here, a city here, a city here. And so we've added a fair amount of structures. Both those cards are going to advance. First, we need to explore. We're exploring into mountains and wetlands. So we get an explorer, an explorer, an explorer, an explorer, and then wetlands. Isolated, explorer, explorer, explorer. And before I forget, we did not add a blight on Downpour's board, so we have to add an explorer in a town to the land that has the most explorers and towns. Did I add the most explorers, so we have to ignore the ones I just added. So the most explorers, this only had 2, that had 3, this only had 1, so it would be an explorer in a town over here. Yeah, because this wasn't added from the Ravage step. That was added because of the blight card. So we do have to trigger that's Ravage of stage 2. Yeah, I honestly find the unused stage cards, I think the most annoying part of Russia, and I think they're just such an unnecessary difficulty add. Like, I don't mind things feeling hard, but there's such a level of randomness to having a double build and a double Ravage, and a level of like unpredictability. Like, you have the high immigration tile for England, and like that's fine. You just know it's there. Like, this just feels like oddly more punishing, and it's like, hey, I get through the fear deck, and now it's like, oh, now I have this like awful thing, and not only do I have to do the thing, I also have to do. I mean, it's almost like don't make the escalation count, right? I just find the balancing of Russia 6 to be a little absurd in a way. Like, dude, if you want to give me all these aspect cards for all these for all the freaking spirits, like, I'd much rather you give me a different version of Russia 6, to be honest with you. But that's just me. But yeah, I don't see a path at this point. I think this is over. I mean, I don't have enough presence on the board as green to really give me much confidence here. We're double ravaging in 3. We're double ravaging in 1 on Downpour's board. These come out. This comes out. This comes out. I have this extra. We will take an energy because that's fun. These all go over here. This and this will come back. I spent a lot of energy for not a lot of payoff. I mean, I spent a lot of energy for the board to look worse than the round started. That is for sure. This comes here, this comes off. Off. I have all my reminder tokens. This can leave. I have a lot of disease on the board for that to be completely unutilized. That's not good. We just like stopped nothing, and we had the isolations that stopped the explorers. But like as far as like these diseases, they've just been absolutely wasted. I mean, I feel like I'm playing a vengeance game. I got 4 disease. Like there's just no reason for that. It's not. It's just not a highly efficient game for sure. I'm gonna be really broke. All right, adding a presence from here. We have to keep going back there because I just have to keep choking that out, and it's really not efficient. I'm going to gain a power card with this. I get 3 energy, which I think I still have to kind of hope to get lucky with these major powers. Maybe drop sea monsters. I could have did a defense 6. I don't know what that's gonna do for me. Oh yeah, I think I'm just super toast, dude. You know what? I should have. These I added both there. Let me add both here. Just thinking about the double ravaging, when from the escalation from the mountains card. I should have added them both there. It just makes a lot more sense. It makes a lot more sense. I remember like overgrow in the night doesn't do anything for me other than fear generation. I'll get a minor. East to Han deals 1 damage to different invaders. Not useful. The Badlands I have is down here. Scour the land. I'm just not in a good enough situation with Blight. I got no plants. Push up to 3 to Han. Doesn't seem all that helpful. But maybe. It doesn't have an Earth. I do need another Earth. If I'm going to use Carapace land to any efficacy. It's been bad, dude. Wow. Okay. Well, Val the Nice Hunt it is. That's another really garbage draw. Another garbage draw. So what actually matches that doesn't already match? This somehow matches. That already matches. That already matches. That already matches. That already matches. That now matches, which I have that marked. This matches. That already matches. This matches. Woof. That already matches. Alright, Valenite's Hunt, Carapace Land. And I need 2 waters now that are super cheap. That's garbage. And stem the flow and field choke. So just 1. I hold on to 3. Element check 2. Again, this earth situation is not great. 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have another water? I do, but I can't afford it. Because then I could be looking at removing Blight if I could somehow get that to come together, but I don't think that's happening. That's fine. Great. Downpour, these all get discarded. These come away. We're getting 2 money from the presence track. I'm going to get an energy from here. Getting another major seems silly. I'll gain a minor. Nope. Nope. I could get a major just to try to plan here. Woof. Tempted it. That reclaiming is not going to help me because I don't have the money for melters and a quicksand again. Yeah, I'll gain a minor. We defend 10 billion. It is terror level 2 or lower. I can make the first ravage a build. That sounds like a wonderful idea. Targaryen has to have the Han. That's rough. All right, we're gonna do this and this. We're gonna do both of these and move a sacred site into here. We'll do an element check. 1 and 1. No moon. 1, 2, 3 air. No, I still add a presence. I will add a presence. 1, 2, 3 earth. Yeah, still makes sense. 1, 2, 3 earth. 1, 2, 3 plant. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 water. That definitely gives me the first 2 levels of rain and mud suppressed conflict. It gives me all 3 levels of life, of water nourishes life's growth. This I will put here. Remember, this is ravaging twice, and then both the jungles are ravaging once each, which is interesting. All right, we are going to do water nourishes life's growth. I'm going to gain an energy. I'm going to remove a presence to take away a blight. Put that on the card. I'm going to get another energy. I could gain a Dahan. I can move a Dahan, but then whenever blight would be added to target land, instead leave it on the card. So that's just a thing that's going to happen. Here I'm going to isolate and defend 3. Also with random risk conflict, I'm defended 1 billion there. I'm defended 4 here, so I'm actually defended 7 here. So 6 and a 1. 4 if they're ravaging 13. I have 3 repeats. So I have to do the rest of this too. So 1 fear off the top, push 2 Dahan, defend 3. I did that there. I'm gonna do. Just gonna let that. I can't get up. My. I'm gonna repeat that here. I get 1 fear. Push 2 Dahan. I'm gonna push these out. Defending 3 more, so we're gonna defend it 7 here. Which is not gonna be enough, obviously. Then we're backing up with coastal lands and Thunderstorm. Gross. We're gonna do this. I don't have a presence there. Shoot. Push them here. I'm gonna repeat unbearable trade here. Get 1 fear. Since it's a wetland, it's also isolated. This is a wetland because it has my sacred site. I get 1 fear. I already took that. We push these 2 here. And then we're going to repeat it 1 more time. I'm getting 1 fear. Fear card. It's a wetland, so it's isolated. So again, everything's isolated. I'll use this isolation. I'm going to push these here. And now I can do call to trade there. I have to target a land that has Dahan. I can gather Dahan. I don't want to. Terror level is 2 or lower. First thing here becomes a build. So that way it's not going to ravage and then ravage again, but we are going to get a blight during the ravage step. We're also getting a blight there during the ravage step, so we're probably going blighted island again. Sauron Guitar, what's up, sir? Do you prefer Spirit Island solo or with a group? I like it solo a lot. I've grown to most of my plays recently have been with my friends that aren't on camera, just because I have so many other games that I am trying to learn when I'm by myself. But I mean, as far as true solo co-op, this game's amazing. I tend to prefer. I go back and forth whether I prefer two-handed plays or not. This is a lot. Like people that do 6-handed plays, God bless you, man. Like this is definitely the combination. The Russia makes this a lot. Like these exact spirits against another adversary. I think I would feel a lot less grindy. But Russia is so exacting in what it like demands out of you that this is a little rough. Veil the Night's Hunt. I'm going to do each. The Han's going to do damage to a different invader. I'm going to target land 6. One of these guys is going to die. One of these guys is scared. I'll push him into here because, it's already a mess. We get a fear. I'm going to defend. Ugh, so bad. Yeah, I mean, I'm just getting smacked. I mean, this is probably Blight Cascade. I don't see how. I'll be. Yeah, I don't have enough presence. I just don't have enough presence. My presence got all moved. It's crazy. That's really crazy. Losing 3 presence there at the Blight, like that still healthy island is like bam, like I lose another presence. I have to put a Blight right on the board. Not getting another Earth somewhere. I mean, that blighting is gross, and I don't have range. I just lost all my presence as green. Well, I don't even have range to that. It's so bad. And these card draws have not been great. You need like paralyzing fright, like just something. The infestation of venomous spiders. I'm about to lose another presence there, which is really bad. I have to stop that, otherwise that place gets cascades. So I have this defend 4, but it's not doing anything for me. What is the 4 for? It's doing nothing for me. Yeah, I just don't have another Earth. I don't have another Earth. The defend 2 is garbage. Unless I don't do Valenite's Hunt. Defend 4, remove a Blight. Alright, let me undo Valenite's Hunt. It's a freaking horrible draw. And if I play... I don't have the other water. God, so bad. I don't think any of these had a water either. Just a bad draw, dude. God, it's just a bad draw. That's 3 really bad draws with green. It just really just did so bad. Have I mentioned it was a bad draw? Like, just nothing. 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 Nothing working. No. We'll go back to the originally scheduled program. We'll get the fear. This is no longer matching. I just gotta get super lucky with the event card. I have a defend 4, I have a defend 3. Neither are going to be good enough. I don't have range with a defend 4 to get very far. I don't have an extra earth to make it defend 6, so that's really unfortunate. I can get the defend 3 pretty much anywhere because the beast lets me extend the range of Carapace land. Alright, it is what it is. I'll just defend. So much blight. That's so much blight. Great. We'll defend 4 over there for no reason, and we'll defend 3 over here. Nope. That won't even work because I can't get. I have to be range 0 unless there's a beast. So we'll defend 7 here. Kind of stuck. All right, let's put this out of our misery because. Wait, that defend 4 is so crappy. Let me do this. Yeah, I can at least get. That defend 3 and defend 4 is so stupid that I'm not even gonna mess with it. That's fine. That's gonna cost me 3 more. So I get no defend out of this. I gotta defend 2. I'll keep the defend 3. The 4 goes away. I have no water in play, but I have all 3 levels of Creepers, Terrant, and Mortars. It changed nothing else. Except I can generate 3 fear with Overgrow and a Knight. We already have this defend 3, and then I can target spirits. I can add a presence on the board. We'll have you add a presence. Here, 1 away from you have presence. And now everything's open, so they actually get another repeat power, which I will put marked there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 8, so 13. Defend at 7. Definitely defended here. I could get another fear and defend. Yeah, I'll do this one more time. Remember, I got 2 more waters because I did that differently. So I get another fear, and I'll defend 10 here and hopefully get super lucky because it's ravaging 13 right now. All right, so 3 fear away from a second fear card, which will give me the terror level 2. We'll see if this event card is a magical card of dreams. We are still healthy. In each land with 2 or more towns, push 1 town to a land without a town. So this has 2 or more towns. We push a town there. This is isolated. This I can push. This is also isolated. So I think I'm going to negate. There are no places to push it, so I'm just not going to push it. 7. I mean, I could push it here. What's the difference? Oh, fine. I'll push that town there. So I'll allow that adjacency. Definitely don't want that adjacency because that's about the ravage and build. This is going to get pushed here because that doesn't have a town. No other land on. Oh, this has 2 towns. This will get pushed here. And that's fine. Nothing else has 2 more towns left on the board. Towns have not been our problem. It has definitely been explorers. So, plagues bring fear and death. 1 fear per board with disease. So that's 2 fear. Ooh, and almost goes another fear card. 2 damage to Dahan in a land with disease on each board. So that Dahan has to go away, and this Dahan has to go away. So I'm losing a lot of Dahan that way, which is super gross. I mean, literally, I only have 9 Dahan left, and I think I've lost most of them through events and not from. I think I've lost all of them from events, not from actual ravages, which is really bad. Engaging on terms. During ravage, Dahan only do 1 damage each, but they deal damage before the invaders. Well, excellent. God, these events have been really bad. 1 more fear would be amazing. So, to get another fear card, we'll see what this does. Terror level tough. If this was terror level 2, that'd be so much better. Defend 3 in all coastal lands. Oversea trades seems safer. What would this one? Oh man, if we had 1 more fear, add a strife with a land with disease beast. That's crap. And then invaders don't build cities in coastal lands. Like, all of that would have been so much better. 1 more fear would have been huge. That's freaking annoying. All right, well, here we go. So defend 3 in all coastal lands. I'll just leave that there for now. We're ravaging. First ravage here becomes the build because of call to trade. So this is just going to get a town. Oh, yeah, coastal lands. So that's now taken care of. So the next one's going to be a ravage. This will go away. Nothing to ravage, nothing to ravage. Again, we're still doing the coastal lands card first. This is ravaging. It's going to ravage, blight. Blight. We go to Blighted Island. Well, we have to take this. We only have 4 blight on the card. Back against the wall. You're telling me. Any blight, each spirit phase, spirit gains +1 energy and +1 card play. Not sure that's my problem right now. Blight would be added here. However, we have when water nourishes life growth, and blight would be added to target land. Instead, leave it on the card. So we're going to leave that sucker on the card. Excellent. We feel very water nourished. We're now going to carry out the mountain card. Mountains, blight. Now, ravage. Ravage happens before invaders Dahans only do 1 damage, but they do damage before invaders. So these 2 Dahan are going to destroy a town. No, they're going to destroy 2 explorers because, again, isolated. These suckers can't go anywhere, so they can't move. So both of them are destroyed. The ravage happens, destroys these guys. We add a blight. This guy is going to ravage and destroy an explorer, but the explorer gets scared. He runs away. This will move over here. And then, oh, I'm totally screwed. Yeah, game over. Because if this would have matched the first ravage card, I would have had to choke that out. And now it matches the second ravage card, and I can't do anything about it. So because this blight's here, destroys that. This, it would ravage, but I stop it. Again, blight stays on the card because the ward nourishes life growth. This is now going to match the second card, so it would ravage again. I can't choke it out again, so blight, cascade. Game is very over. Woof, that was rough. And yeah, we're good. May I recommend you Dungeon Alliance since you like Spirit Island and Maze Knight? I think you're going to enjoy it. I looked into it. I think I actually requested a review copy a while back. Let me think if this is what I'm looking at. Dungeon Board Game Geek. GoingGeek.com. Dungeon Alliance. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've looked into this game. It was Quixotic Games. I'm pretty sure I emailed them for a review copy, and they were like, "Thanks, but no thanks." Quixotic Games. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? I don't know where my phone is. Oh, it's over there. Why are you over here? Ugh. Yeah, I think I reached out. I mean, it's definitely on my radar. It's like one of those games for sure. Quixotic. A Parks. Yeah, I emailed them back in December. So, but yeah, I got a bunch of games going through right now. So, like, definitely something to put on the list for the future. But yeah, I've heard good things for sure. For sure, for sure. No, don't want that. Sorry, I got a bunch of really weird emails I'm just trying to clear up. So, this is what I do when I'm upset. I'm not that upset. I won this last night. I just don't find this matchup that fun. And like it's so friggin' long and like when it's going bad, like you can't speed it up. Um but you know, this I'm not sure what I would have done differently here. I think yeah, I mean it just you're kind of just at the mercy of like what those cards are and like there's already a randomness of the invader deck and like I think one of the things that makes the level 6 adversary is somewhat like doable is like how the terrain deck comes out and like one of these cards not being in the game. By doing it this way, you're at every single one of these friggin' invader cards is in the game now. That's a lot of builds. And like, yeah, it's not exploring, but you're still adding more explorers with the stage 2 card because of the stupid escalation. Like, it's just a lot to like overcome and a lot to, in doing like in doing that forethought and that planning, this was a really, really rough matchup, man. Um, and I just needed better card draws with green. I just got nothing that really was gonna work for me. I mean, Infinite Vitality would have been really, really nice. I mean, Settle into Hunting Grounds, I think we could have made work. Transform to Murderous Darkness is something I would have considered, although obviously I had so much blight over here. Twisted Flowers, Murmur Ultimatums, Infestation of Venomous Spiders. I mean, dear God. These are some really good cards, dude. Like, I just did not get the cards I needed to make green work. Downpour, we were fine. I mean, Downpour, we could have gone for a while. We only lost 4 presents just by doing water nourishes life growth. We kept this healthy for a while, and I mean, look, we have 4 lands that are isolated. That's really sick. I mean, what's building right now? Yeah, we'd had issues in the mountains. Make no mistake, this was getting out of control. I get that, but like, just Green's card draws were so friggin' bad. The card that pretty much was like the all-star yesterday. Well, I got Sleep and Never Awaken yesterday, which was super strong. Not Cleansing Flood, which would have been amazing. There was a card that I would kept hitting the threshold of getting 9 damage a pop. I think I played it 4 times, and it just really helped me stay on top of the board. Oh, God, there's so many good cards in here. Yeah, I just really, really bad card draws. Yeah, I got Trees Radiate Celestial Brilliance yesterday. That was freaking awesome. Accelerated Rot was amazing. And I had the Suns too. I forget what the heck my minor powers were, but I was literally doing 9 damage a pop. You get the 2 fear off the top, remove a blight. That card, I must have used it 4 times yesterday in 8 rounds. Like it was really, really strong. And just kept letting me just pretty much wipe out a bunch of explorers. I mean, there was one time it was like 8 explorers, 2 cities, and a town and over here, and I just was like, well, bam, and I just bombed out all the explorers, so I didn't have to keep spending one of my so I didn't have to keep burning one of my presence every turn just to keep that in control because it was always matching every invader card. The fact they get the double match is so stupid. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't love how Russia comes together. You know, unless you're playing with lore, like which is another matchup I need to do again, just to kind of like put Russia in its place because lore is like such a hard counter to what Russia does. It's pretty sick. Um, do, do, do. King Bo Joe, Fear from Downpour and Nate for top level. Oh, I didn't have the 392. I only had the 5-1. Yeah, you're talking about the 723 doesn't give you fear. The 392 does. I only had 7 water. Oh, interesting. No. Oh, interesting. Now I have, well, it's going to be pretty hard to backtrack this. I don't think it matters in the end. I think I'm still screwed because of that situation. But because I took that off, I now had 9 water. So I got another repeat, which I used on that. I also get the 2 fear, so I would have had 2 remainder 1. So I would have had this card as well. I don't know how you replay that, dude. I added a lot of fear. I added a lot of blight. I'm curious. I added a lot of blight. I had blight, blight. There was a blight added here, a blight added there, a blight added here, and a blight added there. And I had a sacred site here and a presence here. Oh, I also forgot. I forgot the ravage here, which is gross because this also matches now. I already knew that match. No, yeah, we're totally screwed. We're totally screwed. I can't see how we're not screwed because all right, defend 3 in all coastal lands, defend 6 in all coastal lands. Invaders do not build cities in coastal lands. Each player has a strife in a land with cities with the beast, disease, and Dahan. Yeah, it just doesn't matter. Invaders have -1 health, minimum 1. I had the 2 Dahan here. Terror level 2. This would have come over here. Yeah, it's cool. That's a really nice catch. Invaders having -1 health is interesting. I just don't have enough Dahan anywhere to make that work. I just kept losing Dahans to events. I mean, the events were brutal. Absolutely friggin' brutal. But defense 6 in coastal lands is intriguing. So I defended 6 there, and I can add a strife. No, I can't because there's no beast disease or whatever. Yeah, it just doesn't matter, dude. And actually, I think I forgot. I think I forgot a ravage. I'm pretty sure I forgot a ravage here anyway. Because I think I ravaged down from the jungle and then forgot to go back to number 2. Yeah, I was totally screwed. Because you got blight, stop. and then it would have been blight, stop. I'm not defended enough. I can't get the. I can't get enough Badlands. I can't get enough Strife. It just doesn't matter. It's so annoying. It is interesting. I mean, these guys can wipe out a city because they do damage before, and now invaders have -1 health. The Dahan having -1 health doesn't really make a difference. But yeah, we were just in a blight parade because I forgot a ravage here. I forgot a ravage twice there. Because again, all these always match. So you're just like, all right. So the first time it ravages here is a blight. Second time it ravages. I mean, I would have needed like 17 more blight, I think, to survive that double ravage. Which again is the brutality of Russia. It's like just a weird. It's just a weird mechanic. Like I just can't see it have been playtested at the level 6. I just think it's so utterly broken compared to the other adversaries. Like I mean, even England. Like I just can't. Russia's like not even an 11, dude. Like, like compared to England, I'll take England on with a lot of matchups and still like enjoy it. I don't like how long it is. I don't like that it's always going to be a fear victory. But that this Russia thing, I mean, you're so dependent on the right combos of cards coming out, and like the double ravage and the fact that you're basically building in a situation that 2 or 3 invaders, 3 explorers equals a blight and then a blight cascade, unless you have a ton of defend powers, and you've thrown so many explorers onto the board. I don't like how that puzzle comes together. I keep saying it. Um, we have yeah. Thanks for pointing that out, though, King Bo. That was cool. That's a cool. I so like getting up to 392 is definitely not something I'm normally doing for sure. Soren Guitar says a new Kickstarter of Dungeon Alliance is coming this year with new expansions. Yeah. I'll think about it. I mean, another Kickstarter is no one is walking around saying Greg needs another Kickstarter. Like, let's do it. Yeah, I don't know. I think I got like 10 Kickstarters outstanding. Like half of those are expansions though. Like I have one's like Uprising, one is like the new set of Watch. I mean, my new games are Primal, uh, King of Ruins, or no, Kings of Ruin for like the new Tainted Grail. I've got Euthia. I got the Kickstarter after that. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, Unbreakable's coming in. I mean, that's obviously a like standalone expansion. But yeah, I'll look more into it. I mean, I looked into it before. Like, it looked good. I mean, it looks like one of those games that like it gets so often compared to Maid's Night in other games that it's just like, is it? I'm sure it stands on its own, but is it going to be one of those games that I'm going to be playing it just wishing I was playing Maid's Night? I don't need another Maid's Night. Like what Maid's Night does is already like so meaningful to me because like I've just played so much of it. Like if a game came out, it's like, oh, if you like Spirit Island, you'll love this game, which is just like it. Like I would be like, why? I just already have Spirit Island, and Spirit Island keeps adding content. So we have Sagitt. What's up, sir? Hello, hello, hello. Sagitt says, I am here for the business end of the game, right? Yeah, this is bad. This is when you pick up the whole thing and switch to Maze Knight instead. Yeah, next week, man. Next week. I'll tell you what, it's a game like this that does further my belief that Maze Knight is probably moving up in the world. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't fully decided yet. Yeah, there's a lot of matchings as King Jobo. Yeah, dude, it's really bad. Yeah, Rush is something, man. It's definitely one of those challenges that like I just don't like revisiting. Um, and the more I revisit it, the more I'm like, oh yeah, like I don't. It's just so punishing. It's not like it's not even a satisfying loss because it feels like so broken, right? Like I don't mind getting my ass kicked by Spirit Island, but it just feels like, well, all right, that was something. Because when the events weren't fully cooperating, when the events are pretty bad. The fear cards weren't great for me. My card draws with green were just really really bad, and then all of a sudden you get like this back to back to back where you're like, well, that matches. I mean, I wish it was like you just say like, hey, in the rabbit step, if it matches because of three explorers, it only matches one card. Like the fact that they match both cards is so sick. It just, yeah, it really, really adds up. And again, and then one of the things I find, like I've played a lot of Spirit Island, the rules overhead when you're dealing with Russia is so onerous. Like at least with England, you just get it. Like, all right, great. There's one extra fear. Great. You have, you're going to have the high immigration tile. Great. Like you get on top of that. And with Russia, it's that the constant analysis of like, wait, does that match? Does that match? Oh, it matches both cards. And then like the event cards where you're like, well, I scare that guy. Oh, but it's isolate. So there's just so much more to consider with the game of Russia that it's just mentally exhausting to the point that like, yeah, maybe this is like an adversary that I'm either playing with friends who can help handle some of that overhead, or I'm playing true solo where I'm not worrying about the double boards and it's a much more like straightforward experience. But yeah, two-handed against Russia 6 is pretty absurd with most spirits, and I think it's just a tiring game in a way that I don't that doesn't always feel like super fair. Um, Sag says, "Oh, is that tears in my eyes?" It's oh, Saget. I missed you this week, dude. You should have joined in yesterday. I lost 3 times in one video. It was great. That was a fun puzzle too. That video was longer. I lost 3 times the amount, and I found it more fun and still a brain burn. I mean, Cloud Spire is like, oh, yeah, that was a crazy little challenge, but and learned a lot. And Cloud Spire is definitely a game. I think if I had played Cloud Spire and knew it as well as I know Spirit Island, I would maybe feel differently than right now. I'm just like, come on, man. It just didn't even feel like I had a chance. It's like I probably should have restarted when I had that initial card draw with green with Rampant green. I should have been like, not my day. I mean, I got growth through sacrifice again, and I was like, what am I gonna do with this card? Like getting presence on the board isn't the challenge for me right now. Like situationally, I would have much rather to defend 6. Situationally, I would have much rather a strife and a fear card. Situationally, like there are so many things, so many cards in this deck that I think would have done better for me than growth through sacrifice. And that's when everyone rails against growth through sacrifice. I'm like, it's not that broken, dude. Like it doesn't do anything except add presence, take away blight. Like I need fear, I need damage, I need defend. That's what I needed. That gives me. I need Dahan regeneration, right? I need something. Give me like even that coastal power that like allows me to add more Dahan on the board, right? That would be so much better. Um, for me than growth or sacrifice, where I'm like, again, I'm already getting my presence out. Like that is not going to be what's going to cost me this game. What's going to cost me this game is not being able to get on top of these explorers, not being able to do damage, not being able to generate fear. Sag says yesterday, you mean Cloudspire? Speaking of big investment games, I just picked up Uthia today. Nice. I will get my Kickstarter in the year 2024. Now, hopefully that's going to come out this year, man. I am really excited about that game. And talk about like games that are often compared to Mage Knight, right? Like, because we were just talking about Dungeon Alliance. There is something about Uthia that just the art, the world, like just appeals to me so much more. Like Dungeon Alliance looks a bit drab. Like it just doesn't grab me. Uthia was a game like I backed it and then it went away and then I backed it again as soon as it came back thanks to Steam Forged, right? I don't. The Dungeon Alliance just doesn't grab me. It looks like a little bit dated, I think is the problem. Like if you look at like Uprising, to me the art of Uprising, that's a really unique world. Like Dungeon Alliance is like this game is straight out of the friggin' 80s, dude. Like and that's cool. Like there's a place for nostalgia, but like nothing about this game is is singing to me. Yeah, dude. I mean, I think I would just rather play Madara because like that's different, doing a lot more. I don't know. I gotta check it out. Yeah, definitely was part of it. Also, I found it for a very nice price. Kingbo says, yeah, it makes sense. I've been playing more mid-level adversaries lately because level 6s take a lot of brain power to get through since there's so much to consider, both rules wise and having to play more optimally to not lose. Saja says, sounds to me like the production is going along nicely, by the way, so this year is possible. Yeah, hopefully, man. I mean, well, yeah, I got enough to keep me busy. So stupid, dude. Yeah, I'm really like reining it in. Like compared to past years, I'm like, I'm. Mm, I've got a lot. I got a lot of smaller box games that I think I underestimated how like they still take time. They take time to learn, to digest. Um, and then like Gluma Killforth, I spent a lot of time in that. I really loved that game, man. That's a very good game. So I like Velwraith. I like Velwraith. I really like Gluma Killforth. I'm excited about that. And then just like Dwellings of Eldervale, Nemesis, just kind of those are the games that kind of keep me busy right now. Marty, what's up? Yes, I backed Luthia too, and for me, whenever the battle is dice based, I think twice, but I really liked it. We talking about Uthia? Um, I mean, if anyone should not like dice, it's probably me. So, yeah, like it just looks good. It looks really good. It feels like they leans more into the ability of the game to be played solo with the new expansions coming out, which makes me more excited. It almost seemed like they were like trying to stay away from the solo thing the first time around, and as companies have found out, the solo community is generally the most passionate community for a lot of these games. So I'm super excited to kind of hear about the expansions that are really expanding the solo mode and whatnot. I picked up Blitzkrieg and Caesar like the last 2 weeks just to balance with some smaller stuff. Yeah, I have like one deck dungeon and a Nyrim and what did I just get? I just got someone. I think it was Mike. I don't know if he's still around. He was here earlier, but um, Sky Tier Horde just came in, so excited about that. I picked up Black Sonata. That's another one of those like side room games deals. So they did, I think they were involved in Mechanical Beast and what was the other? What's that worker placement like World War II game? Marquee. So yeah, they sent me a review copy of the expansion for Black Sonata. So excited to kind of explore that a little bit. Heard a lot about that over the years, but we'll see. But all right, tomorrow is going to be Australia. I want to get that on the channel one more time, and that will be it. I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to feature both expansions for Australia. So we'll have Tasmania, which is basically a new board. It's a smaller board, and there's pluses and minuses to that. And then we have the rules for Revenge of the Old Ones. So I'm going to be featuring that. So it gives you a whole new Mythos deck. So more stuff to mess with you. Again, I am very mixed on the expansions. I probably would prefer them not to exist. so, but there's things they do that I like, and there's things that it kind of, I think, really reduces the game to just, this is just, they're, I think it reduces the decision space of the game in a way that I don't think is great for the game. It just makes it more about combat and tactical decisions, and that's fine. But the idea of the interesting need to expand and gather resources and how you spend your time, a lot of that is just utterly reduced to something that's, not great. So I'll talk more about that tomorrow. Friday, we have probably Lost Expedition if I can get that up to speed. If not, I might just throw a set of Watts on the channel on Friday, but it should be Lost Expedition using the Fountain of Youth expansion. So I'm excited about that. And then next week, we're going to be back in Mage Night. I have no idea what I'm doing next week. So, Sagitt, if you have an idea, let me know. Probably doing Hidden Valley, maybe Volcare, maybe Hidden Valley. I don't know. I got to figure that out. So, doing that next week. And then we'll have, I'm going to try to get Nemesis on the channel next week if at all possible. And then probably just doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I gotta forget. But if you, I don't have to forget. I did forget. So I forget what I'm doing. But if you want to check out again titles you could expect, go on my Patreon page. Link in the description below, as I always say. So go there, look at March's public posts. Bunch of titles on there that are going to be on the channel pretty soon. Onirim is neat. I have about 600 to 700 games in it, six in it on iOS. Madi says, by the way, since you were talking about England, if you ever manage England 6 with Bringer of Dreams, I'm struggling. I don't know if it is possible. I don't see any way to avoid the extra loss condition. Oh yeah, that's. I mean, it's just a fear race, right? But again, you have to go through 5 fear for fear card. I mean, other than majors early and hoping for something that just can start crushing cities. You get that 5 fear pop. 5 fear, 5 fear pop for a city is a fear card. You're probably just racing. I mean, my guess is if that game goes more than 5 turns, you're totally effed. But Saja says, "Wow, these upcoming games all sound excellent. There's so many of them." I definitely bit off more than I could chew in December, and I feel a little bit bad. I'm looking at all the Steam Forged crap that I really want to get to because they sound great. I'm very interested in Dark Souls. I'm very interested in Bard Song. I just don't know when I'm getting them on the channel, man. It is what it is. And Awaken Realm stuff. I mean, I have Etherfield sitting over there. I got Nemesis. Now, a lot of some of these big games, like I wasn't either. I got review copies, or like I ended up in a match. I had to get rid of Return to Dark Tower. Like it was just driving me nuts. So I got some games in a match trade to make that work. So Etherfields came out of that, and I got like weird. I played the Godfather, like Eric Lang's game, with like some friends. That game's actually surprisingly good. I was not expecting much, but it made the math work. So we played that on Sunday, and I was like, oh, this is like a fun little worker placement, goofy little game. So it's also just the right group I played it with. So don't get me wrong. But as far as Eric Lang games go, I think it's pretty solid. So Maze Knight solo Blitz Conquest versus Megapolis is always fun. Yeah, yeah. Um, Yeah, but I think I do it. I think I did a level 11s, or maybe I did a Megapa Blitz, I think is what I called it. I think I won with Tovak or lost with Tovak. I think I've done it 2 or 3 times. I can't remember who I won with, who I lost with. That might not be a terrible idea. Um, Although, yeah, I mean, do that. Go back to Hidden Valley. I got to get back to Volcare at some point. So, yeah, that's level 12 in like 4 days is so sick. But it's almost, I mean, it's easier in Blitz than in, I think, when you have a Megapolis as your first city, at least in Blitz, you have the extra benefits. You start with a reputation in a better place. You have the extra benefits of the fame every level up. So if you're trying to kill that by the end of the second night, like you have some extra incentives, right? Which really, really helps. But cool. All right. Yammering has commenced. I'm gonna go. I will say I actually kind of dig this board a lot. I think it's cool. If I'm doing two-handed play, this is a very, very viable option, I think, to play the game. So there's a lot of things about Horizons I think are very good. There's a lot of things about Horizons that I think could have been a lot better. The board is definitely, I think, a pro for it. But I still say, somebody on Twitter was like, "Should I get Horizons or should I get the base game?" And I think that's a disservice. Like I know I get why they did it, but like honestly, this is like a spirit booster pack to me. That's what makes Horizons the. It's like, hey, here's 5 new spirits. They're all good. They're all low complexity. Some more spirits you can give to your friends who want to learn the game, other than like River and Lightning. I think that's where Horizons really, really shines. Um, the art, the lack of any adversaries, a lack of any blighted on the cards, a lack of I just wouldn't recommend it for any. I'm always like, no, dude, get the base game. Like you just get more. I mean, I'm always like, get the base game and Jagged Earth, and then at least you have the full game as it was originally designed it was originally designed to decide if you actually want more. But if someone's like starts with Horizons and like, oh, they'll go to the base game. The base game doesn't really change up much. Like, but it's just better, like decidedly better. The components are better. It's just a more complete game. It's like I'd much rather have someone go base game, then Branch and Claw, then go back to Horizons if you want, and then Jagged Earth. But so I just don't know where Horizons fits. It's a very strange product for me. But Sag says, round out your Lost Relic list. I think you still have not played with all the mages. Yeah, I think I'm like over Lost Relic. It's fine. It never feels like all the setup. I mean, the 5-10 minutes you're doing just to level up and do all that crap. Like, I just would rather play a Blitz. Yeah, I mean, I definitely stopped. I think I did 3, maybe 2. And I know it's like Paul Grogan designed it and it's cool. Like, I'm glad it exists, but I just don't like the level up system and where you're spending the points to get units and you're to get a advanced action, and I don't know, all of it. It just doesn't really hit for me. Um, very strong. I can't imagine if I'm in a time crunch. I'd much rather again play Blitz than do all the extra steps to get ready for a Lost Relic scenario. Um, so it just again, it's just a weird thing. It doesn't know where it fits, but I don't know. Very negative today. I'm gonna go and think about what I've done and get less negative for tomorrow. I promise. Although I'll try. I don't know. There's no guarantees. I don't love everything about the expansions, as I already said. But yeah, I am excited to get back to that one though, because I think Australia is a very good game, all things considered. It's still something I need to get to the table more with friends, either co-op or competitive, because I'd be curious to kind of see it play out in my group. But that is that. Thank you so much for joining me. Any questions, comments, epiphanies, please put them in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.